We can talk about this.
Okay.
There is an audio version that we can now put up live on YouTube.
Right.
I've managed to link the RSS feed to YouTube,
Oh,
so we'll have a
excellent.
video version and an audio version now.
Interesting. Should we do that in a separate YouTube channel?
No, it's just going to go through. It will
Oh, okay.
basically just come up as podcast rather than
Right.
video. But what I'll do is I'll probably just I'll probably amend the video version to state pre and post show.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll differentiate
Right.
it
I
that
got you
way.
now. I got you. I
Yeah,
see what you're saying. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. So as soon as the audio version goes up, it automatically will update onto YouTube as an audio podcast.
Excellent. Excellente.
Are we live?
We're live. Ain't
Sweet.
nobody in chat.
But that's fine. People will appear. I'll post in the Rapid Reviews Discord anyway.
Go ahead and post it in Mags.
Yep. Sure.
Whee.
2 6.
Oh no, my stream deck's not playing. Why is it not playing? Why is my what? Hopefully this won't show up on screen, but it probably will. Oh, there they go. We do have people in chat, but oh crap! I hit the wrong button again. Fuck.
Emotional damage.
Hello, Big Jesse. Hello, Mags. Evening, evening. How are we all today?
Hello.
Yes. How has your evening been? Cause yeah, cause we're here to talk about games and the way they've improved our lives. Caller, go ahead. Jesse says, just popped in to say hi, working my danglies off at the minute, XX. Well, don't work them completely off. He is a busy boy, that is very true. Yes. I was gonna make a joke, but I think it's now past the time for that. Jesse says it's fine, I don't have time to use them. This one's for you, Jesse. No, that's wrong one.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
That one too. Yeah, he can have that one too, but this one.
Okay. I mean, remembering that I can never hear them.
I'm touching myself tonight.
It was Deadpool, Pete.
Oh, thank God I couldn't hear them then.
What all do I have? Oh, I have this. We don't kiss.
I love how the stream still says Fallout, but we're not.
I took that off.
We may not be talking about Fallout today.
I wish you could hear this one, Pete.
What is it?
It's a burp.
Nice. I mean, I could just do that one myself.
I should have played. I have a boing noise. I should have played that for Jesse. Jesse says Pete's glad he can't hear these.
Who said I was? Who said I wasn't? Are you using the right microphone? Because it does sound a little bit different to usual.
Fire cannot kill a dragon.
Yes, I'm using the right one. Did you say it said
okay.
What? It sounded like what?
Just different.
Oh, little, yellow, different. I don't know. It's the same mic in the same position and the same volume. Does it need to be louder?
It might need to be louder on your side.
Yeah, it's definitely not that one.
The weird thing is, you just took your microphone away a little bit, and it just seems to.
Oh.
You might be coming through your headset.
Well, but I'm not on the thingy. Wait, am I? Am I?
You are.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Mag says I'm quiet compared to you, Pete.
I did think that there was something, but I wasn't quite sure.
Proper ease. No, it's saying it's. I'll just turn me up. How about that? How about that now? Is that better, chat?
It's not better for me, but if it's better for them, that's all that matters. I get actually no, it isn't because I need to make sure it's fine on my side.
Yes. Bit more. Okay. I shall come up a bit more. There. Hopefully that's better.
Put the mic a bit more to your face if you're using that one.
That's what she said. How's that? But I don't want to get all blasty blary.
Quite a bit of hum
there's quite
on
a
your
bit of
side,
hum.
apparently.
Maybe I'll just switch. Wait, is that? Let's see. Let me.
No, he said there you go. That's fine.
Well, that's what Mag said, but Jesse says there's quite a lot of hum.
Yeah.
Rattle and Hum, one of my favorite albums. Thank you. Proper ease. Let me see. Let me change it to headset mic and see what happens. Maybe this is awful, so everyone charge your ears. That's the headset mic. I think that's a bit too loud. I don't know. How is that? Is the hum gone? Well, the hum is gone. Am I blaring? Am I blasting? Gotta blast. Pete, are you talking by any chance?
No, I'm not.
Okay, good. Quiet though, maybe closer to your face. Also, what she said.
There you go. That's a bit better. For me, anyway.
Yes. Excellent. Okay, so Jesse's given the okay.
Good. That's good.
Oh,
Can I get a test?
I'm touching myself tonight.
Pete, you should hear it. I wish you could hear it. I would put this thing, if you could hear it, Pete, I would put every single Deadpool sound clip I ever owned ever. And I would just
quit the
play
show.
them, just play them. Just hammer it.
Well, then I'm quitting the show.
Kylie presents Deadpool sound effects on Rapid Reviews.
Well, you crack on and do that. But then again, it does mean that you have to edit, upload, stream, do all of that.
That's what I say to that. If that.
Then
if
I would
that.
suggest that they don't go on the stream deck then.
You can't hear it anyway.
I mean, good.
Okay, we're gonna give chat a little bit longer.
Yeah. Okay, right. I'm just gonna go and check
Filter
this
in.
sound file.
While Pete checks the sound file, which I don't know. Okay, so fair warning. I'm gonna have to make this announcement again. I'm sure. I am on some goofy ass medication. I probably won't go into why, but I am on goofy ass medication, and I'm about to start drinking. So get ready for a good time. And I bet Pete didn't hear any of that. Not a thing, not a bit. Woo! Drugs and alcohol! We do not condone drugs and alcohol, Twitch or YouTube. But also, drugs and alcohol! Woo! I love it when I'm left to just entertain the audience, and I feel like this. If I could, I'd just talk like this the whole time. Stay safe, get fucked up. Yes, that should be a t-shirt. Oh, wait, I make t-shirts. I should make that a t-shirt. Stay fucked, get safe up. I think I should just do stay fucked. I think I like that. Maybe that's my new brand. You know, the actual trademark shirt for my brand is don't be a dick. Maybe I'll just do stay fucked. Also, my lighting is bad because I can't get my chrono light to connect to my phone. Oh, that's crazy. Max says, I heard that emotional damage mixed with that Bastille song, Pompeii. It's quite funny, but it's emotional damage overload.
Right, can you hear me?
Those two things go together well. What? Yes, Pete.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
I can hear you.
Can I get a test from you, please?
I don't have time to write one.
2 + 2.
Depends. Are we on Earth's gravity or Mars? It's gonna be a fun show, people.
I think that will be enough. I'll be back.
Oh, okay. Bye. Brent says, bueno, I'm just popping in for a minute. That's okay. We adore anyone who stops in, even for a minute.
Hello, Brent. Nice to see you. Sorry about no lack of show last week, but we're here now.
Yes.
We had an audio one.
Yes.
I'll be back.
I'm having Sunday supper with my parents today. We leave for Charleston tomorrow. Excellent. And the apartment walkthrough, lease signing, etc. is Tuesday morning. Well, excellent. Very pleased for you, Brent. Hello, Tim. It's Triangle Face. Good evening. Oh my gosh. Jesse says depends on your frame of reference. I forgot what that was in regards to because I can't remember anything for longer than 3 seconds right now. How's that? And then yes, there was still a show technically. Really. Hi. Yeah, fair warning, Mr. Triangle Face. I'm a little bit loopy tonight. Tanker, damn my internet! It's either not loading the stream or lagging the chat. Well, lagging the chat's fine. My brain is functioning below speed, so it'll keep up with your chat. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. What, Pete?
Not particularly. I'm having a few issues with sound because the joys of taking a microphone to a convention means I've fucked all my settings.
Right, okay. Do you want to
So I've got to run a few more tests.
That, or you can just strip the audio out of the video.
I mean, I could do that, but actually I'm just going to make sure it's fine for going forward. So I'm just running another test in the background.
No worries. I'm going to start drinking because it's going to get interesting. But yes, we are going to start the show. I'm sorry we're being a little bit behind, but it is true. We were at Wilde last weekend, and Pete brought all his stuff, all his toys. What does Joker say? Where does he get all of those beautiful toys? Sure, that's what he says. So yeah, we have to reconfigure everything, and then we're gonna talk about games, like all the games ever and new.
It's strange though, because my settings were perfectly fine when I did all my audio commentary last week. Right.
Well, Jesse helpfully has said, if quizzes are quizzical, then test must be testicle. Testicle. Yes. He's not wrong. But is he right? I don't know. Find out next time. Same bad time, same bad channel. This is such a fun and thrilling talk about video games. I love it. I love it so much. Anybody want to put in chat what they were playing this week? Because we're going to be talking about that soon. Jesse says, I'm always wrong, even when I'm right. I'm always a little to the left. Video game reference. I win.
Right, can I get a test, please?
Again?
Yes, did tell you this.
Testes. 1, 2, 3?
Bit worried you have 3.
Yeah, I stole that from Mike Myers.
Nice.
Who uses that joke several times, but also does use it, if I remember correctly, in Austin Powers 3, I think.
Of course.
Wow, I look really bad on camera today, but you know what? I can't help it. That's just life. Danker says, just tonight, Scrapland Remastered. Earlier today, Nino Kuni. Ooh, nice, nice, nice. Scrapland Remastered sounds like something I'd be into, but I don't know what that is. So that's cool. That's cute. I'm gonna redeem myself a glass of wine. How about that? How about them apples? Or them grapes? Maybe it's them grapes. Woo! Oh, come on. I did it. I did a thing. I'm very talented. Some people would argue. I swear we're going to talk about games. I really do swear. We're going to start the show soon. I'm so sorry.
Awesome. I think we're there.
Okay. That's what she said. Okay.
No, I think I've got the settings right.
Also what she said. Okay.
I fiddled with the knobs.
Oh, that's what he said.
She said as well.
Yes. Oh, yeah, because you... Yeah, okay. I actually forgot the British slang. Ooh. That smells very grapey. Right. I said grapey.
Good.
So, and I love Jesse's. That's what they said. That's true. We should always include that as well. Um,
Good. Right, are
okay.
we good?
Yeah, what are we on? 180?
One,
No. Whoa,
198.
198. See? Okay, we got this.
Cool. Awesome. Right, I shall start recording, and we're going to start show in 3, 2.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to Rapid Reviews Radio Podcast, episode 198. Don't be late. I'm your co-host, Kiley Wilde. I'm joined by my ever-present co-host, Pete Beckett.
Hello.
And today we have a lovely show for you. But before we do that, we're going to start as we normally do, which is Pete, how has your week been?
Tiring. I've been working this weekend again, so yeah, the joys of coming back from a convention and having to work straight away. Always fun.
Yes.
But it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. I actually have a little bit to talk about in terms of games played.
Yes, I knew you were looking forward to this part, the talky
Yeah, I
part.
was telling. It's almost like I was telling you. Whilst we were at WASD.
You were. We actually
Yes.
said first half of it when we were standing in line for train tickets, which was a new and exciting experience for me.
Yes. Yes, it was. Until I bought the wrong tickets and we had to enter queue again. The authentic British experience.
Now I'm a queuing expert.
Yeah, now you are.
Hello there.
Hello. So yeah, I'm going to talk about this. I promise, this is going to be the final time I ever talk about this game.
Who
Final
believes
Fantasy
that?
VII Rebirth.
Mm-hmm.
No, it will be because the game is gone. I have sold it.
Oh, right. I
Um,
like what Max says. Why queue once when you can queue twice?
that is correct.
That is
Yeah,
correct.
I have now sold Final Fantasy VII Rebirth because I've seen the ending.
Oh, yes.
I say seen the ending. I didn't see it myself. I had to YouTube it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, so basically, I want to talk about it. So this game, and I'm going to give my final review of it. This game is the definition of a solid 6 out of 10,
Right?
and that's going to annoy the crap out of a lot of people. I know. The combat is fine,
Mm-hmm.
but it is absolutely janky as all hell at the best of times.
Right?
It goes from being far too easy to far too ridiculous at times.
Right?
The story is absolute crap. It is complete bullshit at the best of times. And it is a story that has now completely hindered the fact that I actually liked Final Fantasy VII. What they're doing with these new remakes, I don't like. It's really terrible.
Right?
So I said this to my friend at work. I will not be picking up the third part of this. I will watch it on YouTube because I think this series is a massive cash grab and a waste of time. And this is coming from someone who was quite excited about the remake and quite liked remake.
Yes.
But now I have absolutely had enough. So the thing that pushed me over the edge, the final boss.
Yes.
And this is why I watched it, because it's crap. It is complete crap. It is a 2-hour long, multi-layered, multi-tiered boss fight that if you decide to quit out at any point of it, oh, you have to start from the very beginning. Like, it introduces a checkpoint system when you're playing it, but if you're trying to complete it at 2:30 in the morning, not the best thing to do when you've got to go to work the next day. So I thought, okay, it might just leave me here.
Right?
At the final stage of the boss. Nope, right back to the beginning. Did it several times. It was bloody annoying. And the worst part about it is you get to the very final stage of the boss itself. I'm not telling you who it is or what it is or whatever. But anyone who's played the original game will probably know what it is anyway.
Right?
So it is yeah, you get to a certain point and the boss itself, the final stage of it, I mean it's got a lot of HP as you can imagine. but you get to a certain point in time, and that is correct, Anchor. It is.
With
You
one
get to a
wing.
certain point of it, and it's about less than 20% of health left.
Right.
And I say less than 20, it's probably about 15. It starts doing an unstoppable move, and this is before the fact that it does another move before that point when it drops below 50%, where it reduces your entire party to 1 HP.
Right.
And it can do that several times over. But when you get it to less than 20% health, it introduces a mechanic that is never seen throughout the rest of the game.
Okay.
The stagger meter starts to actually dwindle, and you have to keep it up and up. If you don't, it's an instant KO, and you have to start again.
Right.
It is complete bullcrap, and they don't even warn you about it. They don't tease it anywhere else in the game. Apart from that point, it's completely unfair, complete nonsense, and it is broken as all hell. 6 out of 10. What a terrible game, and I am so pissed off that I spent 65 hours and 70 quid on that game.
Wow, Pete.
Didn't even get the trophy for chapter 14 finished because it pissed me off that much.
3 days, I think.
Yeah, close to 3 days. Yeah, so I spent 3 days in game time playing that game to not even finish it, for it to be sold to CEX yesterday.
Well.
Fuck that game.
Yes.
Absolute sod that game. I'm not playing the third part anymore. True definition of 6 out of 10 nonsense.
Well.
Might come back to this when we talk about Square Enix later.
Ha. Yeah. That's gonna come up. So Zanker, you're not too far off.
Yeah. But I do have 2 games that I do want to talk
Yeah,
about because I've had a
go
lot
for
more
it.
fun with these.
Absolutely.
I'll be very, very brief on one of them, but I want to talk a little bit more about the other.
Okay.
I actually decided to boot up my Xbox the other day for the first time in a while,
Right.
because I remembered that there was a game that I own on a disc that is now playable, or say now, but is playable via Xbox backwards compatible.
Ooh. Snazzy.
That would be Time Splitters 2.
Oh.
Well, that one took you by surprise,
Why
didn't it?
am I not surprised? But I am surprised. But why am I not surprised?
Well, what the fact that I booted it up.
Yeah.
The funny thing is I only booted it up to see what I had available for multiplayer in case when my friends came over.
Right.
Didn't think that I would actually start going through and playing the story campaign and some of the challenges.
Right.
And yeah, it's still a hell of a lot of fun.
Well, you, as usual, have supporters in chat. Triangle
Of
Face.
course.
Oh, Time Splitters 2 is one of my all-time favorite games. So
Yep.
it's one of Pete's too.
It also then led on to one other purchase that I made. I actually bought Time Splitters Future Perfect as well to play through the story mode of that afterwards.
Oh my goodness. I will say
Time
this.
Splitters. Go on.
I've never played Time Splitters. I've never really looked into it. I don't know why. I don't know. It just passed my vision. I don't know. But I think, now, my mind's a little muddled at the moment. I think that was one of the 100 games to play before you die featured on Mag's show. I believe.
Probably. Don't know. Can't remember. But
I saw the trailer. Regardless of whether it was there or somewhere else, I saw the trailer, and yeah, I can see now that I would have totally grabbed that up had I known that was the Max is gonna look.
yeah. Well, there is a time when you might be over these shores again, so we can play it then.
Okay.
So I'll have it available so that we can give it a try. But yeah, it's still tight. It's still great. It's still so much fun.
Well, isn't that? And I know I've asked this question before. Home, frick. The first-person shooter game that's on rails.
Homefront Revolution.
Homefront. Didn't that also have Time Splitters in it? Playable?
Yes, it was a fully HD remade Time Splitters 2 hidden within the code, but you have to play about 4 to 5 hours of the game to actually get to it. And I own it, but I'm not playing 4 to 5 hours of Homefront the Revolution to play it.
I was gonna say Homefront. Oh God, this is so stupid, but tangent time. Homefront Revolution was the first game I actually purchased that wasn't Halo 3. Um,
Brilliant.
and I was so disappointed because obviously Halo 3 and loving first person shooters and just that whole genre is like my favorite. And then
hmm
and then I also like exploring things. So then I get Homefront, I load it up and it's not open world. You're on rails.
No.
You have to
Yeah, it's very
go
much
in it and
an
get out.
on-rail shooter. Very story-driven,
And that's the
which is
thing.
fine.
The story was great and the environment was great. Nope, it was Time Crisis 2. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why wasn't Time Splitters 2 on that list?
Maybe it is in the future. You don't know. Tune in.
Possibly. Who knows?
Tune in on Tuesdays. Um,
Yes.
but yes, continue on. I took a tangent, so.
No, that's fine. So yeah, Time Splitters 2 is still a hell of a lot of fun. Would recommend it to anyone who's got two or more people round for a party game. Still, just make sure that obviously because it is an old game, that you actually spend a bit of time playing arcade and all that and challenges to actually unlock all the stuff available. Because there are no cheats. There's no instant unlocks. Very old game. Anyway, so this comes on to my biggest game of the week,
Oh, okay.
actually, that I've been playing. And this is what I was talking about possibly when I was saying about the stream labeling. Are we going to talk about it? Maybe. Yes, we are. Because I booted up Fallout 3.
Oh, I saw that, Pete. I saw you booted that up, and I went tee hee hee.
Yeah, I've played a couple of hours of it, and
It's not your game. It's not your style. It's
no,
not
I
your
love
style.
it. I
You
absolutely love
really?
it. I really love it, but it's aged quite badly at the
It has.
times.
It has. But that's
Graphically speaking, it's
Oh, yeah,
not the
no.
greatest
It-
looking game, is it?
No. No, it is not. Yeah, that's crazy. It's no, what's crazy is that you like it. Cause I would
I
not.
really like it. It's really fun.
Yeah. That is crazy.
So I've decided I have played it before, but the thing is, I never really got very far in it. I got stuck at certain points. I think I remember telling you about the fact that I got to one particular area and got soft locked into it because I had no health, no ammo, no nothing.
Yeah, and you got
Yeah, so and I forgot about creating manual saves, so I was
Yeah.
screwed. There was no way I was getting out of that area.
Yeah.
But I've decided to go on a different route this time because I'm actually decided I'm going to blow up Megaton because screw that place.
Oh my gosh. See,
Sorry.
it's so funny to me. I know I'm away from my microphone, sorry. It's so funny to me on games that have, we'll say karma, because in Fallout it's a karma based system. No, even if it doesn't have a karma based system, I cannot make myself be the bad guy.
No, but that's the thing, is through every dialogue tree I'm being the nice guy, but actually through my actions I'm being terrible.
Oh my gosh. But isn't that weird though how like if you have a sense of morality, like a strong sense of morality, you can't even break it for a game. And yet there's people who are like perfect angels in real life, but then they get on a game and they're just like, I'm stealing everything. I'm gonna be sarcastic. I'm gonna stab people in the back, and blah blah blah. And they're like, woohoo! But they're like really nice people in real life. But I can't steal stuff.
But that was the thing
I
though,
don't
is
know
that
what
I
it's
got
like.
up to Megaton and I was like, I'm fine. I want to actually save the place. I want to do good things, and then
Yeah.
started doing the Wasteland Survival Guide and remembered how much of an absolute pain in the arse it is, and was like, then got up to try and find Moriarty and was like, yeah, he's a complete bastard. I don't care. Right, you're gonna die. So yeah, I've now taken on the option to actually destroy the city because I'll be honest, I've never seen the explosion and I've always avoided
Oh,
not watching it.
okay,
So
yeah.
I want to actually
No,
do it this time.
it's worth it for that. If you remember what when this came out, 2007.
2009 was it?
Okay, maybe it was 9. Um, between 7 and 9. So you have to look at it
8.
through those eyes. Oh, right in the middle. Yeah.
No, I'm joking. It was
Oh.
just the fact that you said between 2007 and 2009.
Triangle Face says best way to play Fallout is as Forrest Gump.
Oh, it was 2008.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. You just agree to whatever you're told. Then you could do morally good or bad missions. You're just doing anything anyone suggests. That is such a
Okay,
good run.
Jenny.
It's a good run. You pick intelligence. I think it's like 2 or under. And he says stuff like, and it doesn't matter, like, this is like all the Fallout games. He's like, me want water.
Brilliant.
Or me this, or whatever. It's so funny. There's a lot of comedy. Why lie? I love the whole Fallout universe. I have 3,228 hours in Fallout 4. So,
Hmm.
yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, so I think so that's all I've got for this week. I probably will have a little bit more coming in the future. I'll keep you updated about Fallout 3.
Sweet.
I might reveal something later on in the show that I will be playing soon. But
Teaser. Pete is a
but yeah,
tease.
so I think once I'm finished with Fallout 3, I might actually move on to the next gen patch of Fallout 4 because
Nice.
Bethesda might have actually fixed it by then.
Pete, the game's 10 years old. You have a lot more faith than I do. In Bethesda.
Oh, I know, but this is considering that Starfield just had its 60 frame patch coming out recently,
my
so
goodness.
that's a bit of a terrible showing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, September that game came out, and then what was it? Nearly 9 months after the fact.
Yeah, that's cray.
DLC comes out, therefore we must put out a 60 frames patch so we can try and get
Yeah.
people in. Whoops. Right. Anyway, how's your week been? What you been playing, if anything at all?
So, my week, as you see, I might be a little bit crazy. So, I don't know, because I'm pretty weird anyway, so you probably can't tell. But, I had a little tiny medical procedure, nothing major. We're not going to talk about it, but it does mean that I am currently on medication right now. So, I do apologize. Except that I actually don't think I'm acting that different, if you want my honest opinion. Maybe slurring more, because I only had one glass of wine.
Just a little bit more than normal.
Yeah, I was
Possibly.
gonna say. But as far as playing goes, let me run through my list. Downloaded Fallout 4. Ha! PC.
Of course you did.
Updated my Epic Store with everything. Ooh, yeah, that wine's definitely hit me. Wow. Okay. Yeah, so the medication I take enhances alcohol effects. I've literally only had one glass of wine. I feel really good. This is very economical. Anyway, so I downloaded Epic Store. I downloaded Fallout 4. I did something else. I don't remember. It might come back to me. And then on Friday today, me and Max played Suicide Squad for 5 hours. To be fair, he
Wow.
had to update it. I won't go into it too much. But because it's mostly a grind session. But we
That's what
did
she said.
manage. We did manage to get Joker.
Okay. So is Joker free?
Joker is
Or
free.
is it paid DLC?
No. Joker is free. And there are a few free costumes. There's still some glitches going on. I finally, after I don't know how many weeks we've been playing this, Harley Quinn finally revived me. She's my bot. But she's still not like shooting things or anything. She ain't helping me. She's just standing there doing witty one-liners, which is probably how it would be in real life anyway.
Probably not overly that witty, to be fair.
I don't
Considering
know.
the writing of that game.
Well, no, I like the writing of that game. Don't forget.
Oh, I know you do, but I thought it was absolutely god awful.
But there isn't really much more to add because it's the same thing. You're just grinding, is all. This Joker is very flamboyant. I will say that. And I'm not used to the voice because I'm so used to Mark Hamill.
Of course, yeah. I mean, it's
sure
sort of like a mix between I don't know. I'm trying. It's kind of a mix between Suicide Squad, Jared Leto Joker, and what's it? The Nightmare Universe. Snyder cut.
Yeah. That
Leto version, isn't it?
Kind of. Actually, you know what he reminds me of, really? I don't know a lot about Dead by Daylight. What I do know is that somebody once sent me this gif of one of the killers and was like, "Oh my gosh, Kiley, this is your boyfriend now." And I was like, "What? You don't know me?" And then they played it.
And it was.
It was a very flamboyant young gentleman. A Korean pop star, I think, is what his background is. But he's like a killer, you know. He reminds me very much of that character. So Nana says, oh, so the wine hits you normally now. Yes, now I'm drinking at the normal rate that a normal human would drink at. But if you know
Yeah,
anything about
because last Saturday you were like a fish.
Yes, well, I was drinking wine and vodka.
I mean, Saturday, before you travelled home, I meant.
Remember I was drinking vodka out of Ember's thing.
Oh, God, yeah, you were. I forgot all about that.
So, if you want to hear a at 10:45 a.m., yes, thank you, Max. If you want to hear a very lively Kiley, tune into last week's podcast, which is an audio-only experience.
But it is on YouTube as well.
You will find Mr. Triangle Face on there. You will find Mr. Mags on there. You'll find me and Pete on there, of course, and a couple of other guests. Go check
Yes.
it out. The reason why I'm saying go check it out is because we have to report back to the WSD folks. I want it to look awesome, is what I want. I want it to be like,
it has already been reported back to them with the link, so it's good.
But I mean, when they click on it, I want them to be like, oh my gosh, these people are the most bestest content creators forever. Let's give them a personal lounge that isn't loud and has pizza.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, gluten-free pizza. Nana says, yeah, that was insane. Pardon? Okay, wait, we do have to talk about Nana for a second, okay? And then we are going to move on with the show.
I think I pretty much addressed it in the actual recording if you haven't listened to it, but
I
go
have
on.
listened to it. Okay. I might have been drinking while I was listening to it. I don't know. Poor Nana. First of all, Nana is one of our very long-time listeners and very loyal long-time mod. And I wanted Nana on the show because Nana's been on our show on several times. And so
Yes.
we met Nana, who's just amazing. Totally cool, chill guy. I was drunk.
I'm just going to say quickly now, I remember saying to Kiley at one point, I said, I turned around and Nana was standing there and went, oh my God,
very tall
I didn't
gentleman.
realise you were so tall.
Very tall gentleman, taller than me. Yeah, and which I'm not used to. Yes, but I was drunk. And
yeah, I mean, if you remember what, do you remember Happy Gilmore when Stuart McGavin turns round about
yes.
Happy Gilmore's ex-boss and he's like, well, buddy, why don't you say so? Oh my God.
Yeah,
Sort of like that. I was like, holy shit.
But then we were very pressed for time because I had a plane to catch. And I had to get a train to catch the plane. Haha, planes, trains, automobiles.
Hey, I mean, there was an automobile at the end of it.
That's true. So it was really train, plane, and automobile. More about that later. That was a very...
Well, it should have been train, plane, and automobile, and then it would have been the right way around.
Yes. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh, I wanted Nana on the show, but I was drunk to remember to go, hey, Nana. Nana is awesome.
No, some of it was down to me as well. I did state this to Nana in a message, that actually we couldn't find a quiet place to go because the place we'd been recording was actually next to the stage and they had something on at the time, so we had to go in the creators lounge, which was no quieter than normal.
No,
I mean, it was about that loud normally. But obviously with Nana's ticket being general access, it would have he wasn't able to make it into the lounge, which was very unfortunate.
I completely forgot about that part.
Yeah, so I did message to say that was the case, but I did also put it in the recording, and I did felt like I put a nice message in there to Nana and saying thank you for everything.
I don't believe in walling people off. I don't believe in classes, man. We should have just brought them in there. Nobody would have told us anything. But
probably not, but the people on the desk were a little bit sort of like checking, weren't they?
They were checking. They were very nice.
They were very nice, and actually the security guard was also like checking everyone, because I remember on the first day 2 guys tried to get in there, didn't they? And she was like,
they did.
No, this is only for creators, I'm sorry.
But Nana, it's going to be more opportunities in the future, and I'll probably be drunk at them too. But what was I saying? I was going to say something. Oh, Pete, we should do a shout out to the...
Well, I was going to.
I know, but I'm leading you into it because I am a host and I'm good at leading. Ha! I'm not good at leading.
I was elected to lead, not to read.
I was elected to lead, not bleed. See, I mixed Predator up with it. They got time. What is it? I ain't got time to bleed. That's it. But I love Predator. I love it so much.
Predator's great.
I just love Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. Tangent time. Anyway, we should do a shout out. Well, we should do 2 shout outs. First of all, because we've got Mr. Triangle Face, which is what 1/4 of Retro Gaming Review. No,
Retro Gaming Revival.
I did it too.
Look, at least I
Why?
can get the name
Why
right.
did I do
Remember
that?
this.
I know better. I'm so sorry. But I did it on purpose last time. I didn't. But I did it on purpose last time just so they could get an extra shout out. I didn't. But we're gonna pretend that I did. Anyway, nah. Oh, see, Max did that the other night. Denker says everyone messes up, but I mess up a lot. But so shout out to them, and they're amazing. Go check their stuff out. Love it. But also a shout out to the BRB UK podcast, who I hope is listening sometime this week.
No, I hope so as well. Yeah. So when we was on the show floor on the Saturday, I noticed two of the 3 guys were on the show floor and went and said hello, and we got a very nice shout out on their show, and it was so yeah, big shout out to the BRB UK podcast. They do a good podcast, so
They do.
go and check them out. They usually release an episode on Fridays, but they also now live stream on a Thursday night as well.
Oh, that's cool. We might stop by there then.
I will be.
Really love the part where they said they went over and listened to some of our episodes.
Yeah.
That was very cool. And if you're out there and you're listening and you want to show your friends and have them listen to some old episodes, do that. That's the thing you could do because we don't advertise this show. It's word of mouth.
No,
So
not usually.
We don't have a budget yet.
I mean, I spend money on this show.
Yes.
I don't make any money on it.
Yes.
Do it for the love and the passion.
Do it for the love. Anyway, so that's cool. Ask your friends to listen. And I was gonna say I'm not usually this messed up, but I am. I just drink all the time. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
But that's half the fun. Haha. Anyway,
Common recurring theme of the show is that you're basically drunk most of it.
I am. We should call it Drunken Video Game Reviews. I should do that. That's what I should do on my channel. Just drunken video game reviews.
I'm pretty sure that is essentially the same thing as the critical drinker.
It is. He gets on my nerves, though. Sometimes he's cool. Sometimes he gets on my nerves. So I will do one. I'll just be like, drunken game reviews. 4 vodkas out of 10. But anyway.
Could work. Could work.
We're going to keep
All right,
talking right now. We're not going to move on just yet because there are 52 seconds left. For
Yeah,
the
I
ad
know,
break.
but we have to remember we're also audio based too.
I know, but it's going to goof off a little bit longer.
Okay.
My lighting is so bad. And I know that if you're out there listening, you're not watching, but my lighting is so bad right now. So I'm badly lit. But I am lit. Haha. So that's all that matters. Also, I didn't put any eye makeup on. So I think all you can see is 2 little brown dots staring into your soul. But I'm going to intro this next segment a little bit slower because there's 21 seconds. No, there's now 14 seconds on ads.
Oh my god. This is absolutely appalling.
It's not. This is ASMR.
Yeah, that's why it's appalling.
Uh-huh. This is peak ASMR. Get with it. But
Woo, let's go.
your community is back. Thank you for joining us after the ads. No, I'm going to toss this back over to Pete, who's going to explain to you what we're going to talk about. And, I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of tangents and stuff. So, Pete.
Oh, of course there will be.
Here is the
Yeah,
ball.
we're going to do news. We haven't actually done a news episode for a fair while because last week we obviously did our WSD review, or WASD review.
Yeah.
And, week before we obviously did Fallout, so we've got a bit of news to catch up on, but actually I haven't done any news from the past 2 weeks because this week has been rather busy.
A little
for
bit.
news. It's been a bit strange.
It's always strange.
Yeah, so let's start off with this. So if you're listening to this, you'll be able to find the links in the show notes for all the articles and the sources that we've used for this one. So we'll start off with the news that from Eurogamer, Square Enix abandons $112 million or £1 million of in-development projects in an effort to improve quality.
It's what I say.
So I'll just read some of the articles. So Square Enix has abandoned a number of in-development projects, resulting in a $22.1 billion yen, or 112 million pound loss for the financial year. The news was shared today in a notification of recognition of extraordinary losses to shareholders, detailing a decision made back in March. This company reviewed its consolidation forecast for the fiscal year ending March 2024. These content abandonment. This is really bad because I'm trying to read the article and all I see is you waving your hands around like an
I was
absolute
doing a
idiot.
crotch chop and you
Yes,
missed it,
I'm
Pete.
fully aware of it, X-Park. You need to calm your shit.
Back when wrestling was cool, man. Anyway, yes.
Degeneration X haven't been cool for about 20 years.
That's when I was cool, man. 20 years ago. Do you know 20 years ago, I was still an adult. I wasn't. You know what?
You were never an adult.
No, it's true.
Exactly.
It's very true.
These content abandonment losses, as they're in air quotes, are part of Square Enix's president Takahashi Kiryu's streamlining of the company's output of games, with the intention of being more selective and focused in the allocation of development resources. Right, I am not really going to go much into this because, it's basically stated much further down the line that so far in 2024, Square Enix has released Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is suspected to have underperformed, and Foam Stars. Because does anyone remember Foam Stars even launched?
I only do because Mags had community night. I couldn't join in because I didn't have, well, my PlayStation's there. I didn't join in. But it was fun to watch people squirt each other with foam
Of course.
and get nice and wet.
Yes,
That's
but I
fun.
think this comes off the back of, I can't remember, I think it was 67% down on sales from Remake for Rebirth.
Wow, that's quite
So it's
significant.
severely underperformed.
Yeah, that is not good.
Yeah,
But
I'm just gonna go on, Karen.
No, I don't want to do spoilers. But I agree with Dinker. Anyway, I don't want to do spoilers, but since I know kind of what happened in Rebirth or whatever, one of the most pivotal, important scenes in development of my adolescence and crying at video games doesn't happen the right way or the way that it did.
Well, it doesn't happen the way you expect it to happen, but
Yeah, put it that way. And I
it
won't do
kind of
spoilers.
happens, but kind of not, and it's what an absolute joke it was. I don't really want to talk about it because it was absolutely horrendous how they did it.
Yeah, well, Danker says, wow, my mouth went to say porn stars. I did not. That wasn't even like me making a joke. My mouth really went to form the words porn stars.
Foam Stars.
Maybe that's what you
There
should
you
call
go.
this episode. Foam stars shut down by February 2025. Who wants to take bets now? And then Max says, now it's not free. I give it 6 months. I can't believe that it's
I'm gonna
still
put a
up.
fiver on it by Feb
I got
2025.
5 on it.
Flipping heck. A
I'm old,
Degeneration
Pete.
X reference and a Return of the Mac.
I'm
Or
old,
whatever
Pete.
it is.
I'm old.
Jesus
Anyway,
Christ.
I know, I'm
Anyway,
ancient.
I'll read this comment from Nana. It says, but then this is them just cancelling smaller projects that haven't been announced. Square basically said that they want to focus on making AAA games, which I think translates to wanting to give the smaller stuff a bit more money. Yeah, it does make sense, but the fact that their AAA budgets have gone on to these large projects and even they have failed to meet expectations. Yeah, because Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is trash.
Danker says, this is going to need a content warning. Do you mean the game, Danker?
No, this whole episode is a content warning.
Just call it that. We'll call it content warning. And then I'll,
Yeah, it probably will.
cuss and do spicy things.
I mean, who knows what might happen in the future. But anyway, let's not talk about Square Enix. I just brought that up because I was talking about Rebirth earlier. So, let's move on to Microsoft.
This is what I use. It has capsaicin in it and it makes your lips explode. It's called duck lips. Yay! Content! I'm a makeup content creator. Access quack. Tangent time. Anyway, Pete, continue on. Please, we're
Coming from
waiting
Windows
on you.
Central, Microsoft has officially revealed its June 2024 Xbox Games Showcase, revealed by, or followed by, redacted reveal. But let's be honest, everyone kind of knows this might be Call of Duty.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it has
let's
to
go
be.
through anyway. Let's talk.
Okay.
So from Windows Central, it said it's that time again. E3 is back. No wait, it's time for the Xbox Games Showcase 2024. Every June, Microsoft and Xbox gear up to showcase its latest and greatest titles from its internal teams and studios. Previously, it was part of E3, but E3 has now shuttered its doors, so they are holding a smaller event at the Microsoft Theatre in LA, and just so happens to be at the exact same time that E3 would usually happen.
Right.
So, in a blog post, Microsoft didn't reveal too much, apart from tweeting out an image that basically showed the showcase. But they did announce on a statement. So today we announced that this year's game showcase will take place on June 9th at 10 a.m. PT. So that will be 6 p.m. GMT or
Right.
BST. Sorry.
Are we gonna do a live reaction?
I want to talk to you about that because
okay.
we'll talk. Like our double feature last year with Starfield Direct, immediately following the showcase, we'll be airing a special deep dive into the next installment of a beloved franchise. We can't say much, so for now we'll call it Xbox Showcase, followed by Redacted Direct.
Yeah, it's gonna be COD.
Well, it could be. I mean, the image
Okay.
that precedes it basically does look like it is probably COD.
Right.
But there has been some rampant speculation about what potentially could be seen at the show,
Right.
with I think one of the voice actors of coming out and stating that Gears 6 is imminent.
I
we'll
don't
see.
know how much stock I put into that, and here's why. There is actual reasons why.
Go on.
When we were all, and I say we, I mean me, were anticipating the release of Fallout 4, counting it down. There was a website that had a countdown number, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Countdown timer, sorry. I watched it religiously. Refreshed it. It's a timer. Why did I refresh it? I don't know. I can't tell time anyway. But the voice actor in Fallout 3 that did Three Dog. I don't know if you've heard him yet, Pete. He's the
Not
DJ
yet.
in Fallout 3. He came on and said, "Oh, I've done some voice work for Fallout 4. It's gonna be great. It's amazing. Blah blah blah." Then Bethesda came out and said, "He lying. He ain't done nothing," which is not true. He did do something, and there is no Fallout 4. So I'm always a little bit wary of when voice actors come forward because they have to sign, what is it?
NDAs.
Thank you. I was like, NODs? No, that's not it. NDAs. So I'm not 100% gonna say because a voice actor said it, that means it's so. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah. But I
But
do think it is. No, I mean, I don't think it. Sorry. Alcohol brain. I don't think it's Gears of War 6. I don't think Gears of War 6 is even imminent or on the horizon. But I do think it will be COD, yes.
I mean, I didn't mean specifically the showcase
Oh,
after the Microsoft
okay.
one. I just
Sorry,
meant that it
misunderstood.
could be that Gear 6 is shown at some point or
Remember
revealed
though?
at some point.
Remember, Pete, and I know we had a third co-host at the time. But remember when The Rock showed up and we were all three convinced it was going to be Gears of War and it was a frickin' sports drink?
Yes.
Like, WTF? What, yo?
Okay, well, let's get into it then, because let's see what we think might be shown at the showcase apart from the new COD, because Nana put in rumor is that it's Black Ops 5 as the new Call of Duty, which would make a lot of sense to me.
It does make a lot of sense. I will go on a COD tangent in the future. But all I want is Bad Company 1 and 2. Oh, bye, Triangle Face. He says, I'm going to have to shoot you.
You're gonna have to shoot you.
I'm going to have to
I mean,
shoot
there's
now.
no need for violence.
Catch you later. Yes, and remember, go check out their podcast. It's
Retro Gaming Revival.
Yeah, but it's YouTube and podcast.
It's on
right?
YouTube.
It's YouTube. Okay. Yes. Do that because those guys are amazing. So worth it. And
Yep.
also, they guest star on our show. Anyone who guest stars on our show is top notch.
Yes. We will
but-
make sure that we have them on again in the future as well. All
Yeah.
4 of them.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that would be so much work for me.
Doesn't matter. You can sit back and chill.
It'd be great.
And drink.
I love it. I love it. More the merrier is what I say.
Yes.
Max says, finally see Everwild and State of Decay 3. I do think we'll see State of Decay 3. It's time.
State of Decay 3 was probably likely. I don't know if Everwild will be there.
Right.
Considering the amount of development that probably went into Sea of Thieves, they're probably a little bit further off than they actually think they are.
Yeah.
And considering the last time that we spoke about Everwild was when they said that they didn't even know what the concept of the game was.
Right,
They
I
probably
remember
figured
that.
that out, but it's probably not ready to be shown.
I remember talking about that. That was insane to me.
Yeah, I think if anything, the more likely option that we're going to get is we're going to get a lot more about Avowed and a proper lot. If they haven't already revealed the release date, then we're definitely getting a release date for that.
I am so divided about Avowed because isn't Avowed Oblivion? Not Oblivion.
Obsidian. Yep.
Obsidian made New Vegas.
Yeah.
Which is my like top 2 easily. But Obsidian also made that weird medieval game that's all text.
Oh, Pentiment.
Yeah. I didn't like that.
No, a lot of people didn't like it, but there were quite a few who really sing its praises. I probably should play it at some point.
I'll probably give it a shot, but I don't know. So, and then obviously Obsidian did Outer Worlds.
Which leads me on to my next point.
Oh,
I actually think
did that
Outer
on
Worlds 2
purpose.
might actually be properly shown.
I did that on purpose. I kind of hope so because here's my thing with Outer Worlds. I'm gonna go on a little tangent. Outer Worlds. I am very divided about that because the writing is very similar to New Vegas. I love the humor. I love the companions, fully fleshed out stories. I didn't have a favorite companion, whereas on New Vegas I have absolute favorite companions, who I love and adore and protect at all times. But the humor is still there. The spirit is still there. I don't think graphically Outer Worlds was very good. I do not think that their DLC was very good because I know they're trying to make a statement. Like capitalism is bad. The problem is that gets muddled because it's too much. They throw too much at you. So having said that, and also, as I said, the graphics are not great. It's so behind. It is so behind. It's like at X-Bone level of graphics. My fingers are crossed. I hope Outer Worlds 2 comes out, and I hope it's amazing. It strikes me as odd that, like, I still go back to New Vegas. I still play it. And yes, I've said this before. I've played it like 10 times, and I've played the same exact companions, the same exact playthrough. Outer Worlds, I've not gone back to at all.
No, I'm surprised by that, considering that you
once.
quite liked the game.
Well, and then don't forget, I said this on the show where we talked about Outer Worlds. I know Bethesda / Oblivion. I did it again. Obsidian. I know their formula. So I knew going in, I knew exactly the skills to put in and everything. I breezed through the game. And I got one of the toughest endings you can get, which to me is like the best ending.
Yep.
I remember someone else was playing it at the same time, and they were just like, "How did you get that?" And I was like, "I know the formula. It's the same formula they've used on Fallout 3. It's the same formula they used on New Vegas. It's the same formula they used on Fallout 4. So there's nothing new there, if that makes sense. So I'm hoping with Outer Worlds 2, they can maybe bring the Obsidian charm, but now maybe they can bring it into 21st century graphics
Possibly,
and
yeah.
gameplay. That would be very, very
Mm.
good. So,
Okay, I'm gonna list off a couple of games that have been revealed but haven't been shown for a while, or have
okay.
recently been shown, and I want to yay or nay whether or not it's going to be shown again.
Okay, chat, are
So
you listening? You guys do
I'll
this
go with
too.
I'll go with the most recent one, and I
Okay.
think this is probably the most likely from me. Indiana Jones.
Get your scores in, chat.
No, this is for you as well, by the
Yeah,
way.
no, I'm gonna answer. Do I think Indiana Jones is going to be revealed? Yes, because it's been
Well,
teased.
shown properly.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's been too far teased, too far. It has to at this point,
Yeah.
or people are going to just forget it. Yes. So I say yes.
Okay.
Oh, chat says yes. Chat says yes as well.
Well, obviously it goes. We kind of mentioned it.
Hey,
Everwild.
well, let me say, Max makes a good point about Indiana Jones. It's out Xmas, so it would be silly
Yep.
not to.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah, 100%.
Exactly.
Yeah. Everwild.
Everwild. Oh, oof. I'm gonna say no
Okay.
because of exactly the reasons Pete said.
This has not been revealed. Potential of a Forza
Oh,
Motorsport DLC.
also, Mag says yes to Everwild.
Yes.
Forza DLC. Oh wow, I hadn't thought of that. Mag says, sorry, I just burped in my mic. I hope you all love that. I reckon they will do a Fable style trailer for Everwild. See, their teaser was very fairy tale. A fairy tale? Yes, Fable. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Just bear with me, folks. But yeah. So Forza DLC. Wow. I I don't think that fits in the timeline.
No, it doesn't.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Chad also says no, because no one cares about Forza DLC. Well, Pete
Okay.
and Brent do, but yeah, I think the world at large does not. But yes.
Flight Simulator
Oh.
2024.
No, I'm gonna say no because they'll do a special direct just for that. That's my theory.
Okay.
Wait, let's see what chat says.
Well, I think we mentioned it. Gear 6.
Oh, Max says no, it will be out by then.
When is it
Simulator.
out?
I don't know because I didn't look. Or shadow dropped.
Yeah.
They will definitely do a shadow drop. They always do. They're definitely going to do
Yeah.
a shadow drop. Gears of War 6. Oh, I was supposed to be out summer for MS Flight Sim. Now that I didn't
Okay.
know.
So it might not be out at that time, but it could be shadow drops for about that time.
Yeah, because they will do a shadow drop. We know this. Microsoft always does a shadow drop. Danker says they may tease DLC content for it, and then Nana says Horizon DLC or Motorsport DLC.
Well, I'm getting to that.
Oh, okay. But you say Gears of War, correct? I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, am I drunk in haze? I didn't mishear that. I'm very divided about that. I think you know what I think they'll do. I think they'll do what Sony did with God of War 2, which was a JPEG and a date. Remember that, Pete?
Yes, I do.
And we talked about that for ages. I
Mm-hmm.
think we'll get that sort of level of teaser. And that's what it'll be. It'll be a teaser. It won't be a trailer.
Okay.
That's my theory.
Fine.
Yeah.
Next up, they haven't spoken about it, but is it possible? Forza Horizon 6.
Oh gosh, no. I'm gonna say no. Chat,
I
I
think
want to
you're
know what
right.
you think.
I actually
No.
100% think you're right there as well, because
Yeah.
it leads me on to my next one then.
Okay, well, give Chad a second. Danker says Gears
Yeah.
remastered, maybe not 6. They will. Okay, you
Okay.
know what? I'm on board with what Danker just said.
I mean, considering they've already done the ultimate version of Gears of War, I don't think it's likely.
Maybe, but I'm still going to say that I could lean toward Gears Remastered. Max says no the year after for that. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
They want to
Well,
milk Forza Motorsport first. Yes, 100%. I
okay.
mean, they put
Yeah,
so
I
much
also
money into that game. Um,
okay.
you know, and they still want to get as much as they can. Sorry, Pete, you go ahead.
Okay. Next up, do we see Toys for Bob's new project?
Oh gosh, I forgot about Toys for Bob. Aren't they indie now?
Yes, they are, but they signed a publishing deal with
Oh
Microsoft for their
right.
next game.
Maybe a teaser. Maybe a
Okay.
teaser. Because they need to keep that interest level up.
Okay. Well, then the two elusive games. Do we finally see Fable?
Whew. Guys, how long ago was that teaser? That
Couple of
was
years now.
3 years. We did it here on the show. Because Fable is one of my favorite series. Not maybe the bottom five, like number 5 of my favorite series. Yes, he
But
is.
Molyneux isn't even working on this game.
Yeah, I know, but I am gonna agree with Mags on that. He
Oh,
is
he is. Yeah, he's a
over promising twat. Um,
twat.
twat. I can't say it like you British people
I
say it.
know. I know.
You say tacos. Anyway, that's a tangent. Tangent, tacos, and twats.
I actually do not say tacos. I say tacos,
The first
and
time
I
I heard
had them
that.
today. So sod off.
Oh man, I want tacos. The first time I heard a British person say it was Shrek. Is it Shrek 3 when Fairy Godmother's in there?
Mm.
And she says that I'd like an order of tacos, and I was like, "What are you saying?" Anyway, that was a tangent. So Max says, "Tacos, anyone?" Anyway, Fable 2 might get ported over to PC, maybe, but I will say this: the Fable series is one of my top 3 series, possibly one of my top 5 games. Um, uh, no tick O's. But tick O's. Oh my gosh. But that teaser showed us nothing. It showed us a frog with wings, if I remember correctly.
Showed us a fairy and a frog eating
Maybe that was
a
it.
fairy.
That's how long
Yeah.
it's been. We did a reveal
Anyway.
here on the show, a live reaction.
Yeah, but they have had a trailer since.
But it's not even a real trailer.
No, I know it's not. It was terrible and it got
It
mean to
was.
hell.
Yeah. I think here I want to talk about Fallout. Frickin' heck. Fable. Fable could bring Xbox back around, if you know what I mean. Like, it's an amazing series. It's solid. I know they have different creators this time. It's a whole different devs
Yeah,
and
which is
publisher.
why we're not getting Forza Horizon because it's
Yes.
oh god, who is it the name of the
We
company
talked
is
about
made?
that. We literally talked about that. I can't remember if anyone in
Oh,
chat remembers.
it's not Turn 10, is it? Turn 10 are the ones who
No, no,
do
no.
Forza Motorsport. They're the ones who publish it.
I can't
Playground
remember.
Games.
Playground.
Playground Games.
So I think here's what I think. I think they should do another teaser or a trailer. They need to do another teaser or trailer for Fable. Because guess what? There's a whole generation that's come up and has no affiliation or idea about Fable.
Yep.
Fable was very groundbreaking at its time. I'd say Fable
It
2 is
wasn't hasn't been relevant since the 360,
It
let's be
has
honest.
exactly, Pete. I would say Fable 2 is probably the superior of the group. Other people might disagree, and that's fine. But even Fable 3 was a solid performer. But that is we're talking ages. We've gone another generation, 2 generations since then. If they want interest for this series, they need to drop something. Some kind of teaser,
Yeah,
some kind of trailer, something.
they do.
Yeah, and I am glad
Okay.
that Peter Molyneux has been taken from this project because he overpromises and underdelivers
Yes.
every time. But yes, move on, Pete. Sorry.
Okay, the final game. The final one that we know actually exists, or does it? Do we finally get something to do with Perfect Dark?
I think yes. I like what Max says. We did a whole
Yes,
show
I
on
know.
this. He doesn't overpromise. He just talks shite. He does. He's unreliable narrator. Um, sorry, Pete. Repeat what you said. Repeat.
Perfect Dark.
Perfect Dark. Yes, we will get something about that. I feel. Uh,
Okay, fine. I'm gonna go
okay.
against grain.
Yeah,
Actually,
go for it.
I think the reason why they haven't spoken about it is because that project has been cancelled.
Do you really think? Okay, now
100%.
I don't think it's been canceled. Max says I don't think we will get a Perfect Dark because Rare ain't doing it, but Perfect Dark will be at Summer's Games Fest. Maybe that. I could see
No.
that.
No, what I can
I think we're
see
gonna get
from
it this
that
year.
actually, and I
A
could
trailer
get,
at least.
I don't know if it's already on the system yet.
Okay.
What I can see at Summer Games Fest, if we are getting anything Perfect Dark related, it will be the fact that Nintendo have worked out the deal to get Perfect Dark on the N64 NSO service.
Okay.
If it isn't already on there, of course.
Right, and I have no way of knowing. I
Well, considering the GoldenEye thing that
Well,
happened.
see, that's what okay, so that was my exact thought, was thinking about GoldenEye. I think I'm hoping, fingers crossed, they've learned from their mistakes from the GoldenEye re-release. I guess you would call it a re-release.
Kind of.
Yeah, or maybe it's a remaster. I don't really quite know. It didn't perform well.
It did bad.
It did bad. It broke bad. It wasn't good. But obviously, Perfect Dark is the same time. Uh, Max says, "Do you want news just dropped? Take it with a pinch of rumors." we do rumors here. I do rumors. It's Kylie's rumor
Yeah,
bin.
we do.
Pete always does a kind of like disclaimer. This is a rumor receptacle that Kylie has stated.
Yeah, I know, but actually it was the fact that because there's been speculation because of a
But yes,
showcase,
Max.
it sort of makes sense.
Max says, okay, Ghost of Tsushima 2 to be announced at next State of Play for PlayStation. Ooh.
Well, we're not talking about PlayStation yet.
I know, but this is just dropped. Oh, dang it, we're gonna hit an ad break here in a second.
I don't care. We're carrying on with the show because we're an audio-based podcast.
Yeah, I know, but I could see that totally happen. But yes, okay,
Yeah,
fine.
I absolutely could, to be fair, but don't
Also,
know. But
we're
anyway.
breaking news. Breaking news. Do. Ghost of Tsushima 2. I keep wanting to call it like Ghost of Sushi.
I think a lot of people ended up calling it Ghost of Sushi.
Yeah, or sashimi. Anyway, I'm totally going to Japan one day.
Yes, you are.
Anyway,
I'm
let's in Japan right now in my mind.
Something else.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm going to cover these two stories in a little bit of a big one.
Okay.
In one big kind of story here because it's kind of tangentially linked. Long-running Netherlands-based developer Paladin Studios has closed its doors.
Yes.
So, independent studio, which has been operating since 2005 and employed 45 people, announced its closure in a statement posted on the website this past Thursday. Their development credits include Nintendo-published Switch eShop game Good Job, mobile games Cut the Rope Remastered, Amazing Katamari Damacy, and My Tamagotchi Forever.
Oh, goodness.
Co-founder and co-CEO Dirk de Use, or however you pronounce it, said the company was forced to close after failing to secure enough work to cover its burn rate over the past few months. Quote, yesterday we hit an inflection point in our financial security. Going further with the current outlook, we would have been an irresponsible decision that would have caused insolvency. We have therefore taken this step to ensure a proper winding down where all employees are given proper severance and the studio remains debt-free. Please reach out if you have any open vacancies for design, programming, 2D art, 3D art, production, QA management, or support staff. All skill sets are here, and these people are among the finest in the industry. Which is hugely disappointing that a studio from 2005 has obviously had to close its doors. However, this was also on the back of, and this is why I mentioned Outer Worlds 2,
Right.
because vast majority of Private Division staff reportedly laid off by Take-Two.
Right.
Now, if you remember, Private Division actually published Outer Worlds, so this could have a major effect on them, even though Obsidian are actually now owned by Microsoft, because I think Private Division still had the publishing rights for Outer Worlds.
That is true. They did not get the publishing right. Microsoft did not get the publishing rights. That is correct.
No.
Yes.
So Take-Two publishing label Private Division has reportedly laid off the vast majority of its teams in Seattle, New York, Las Vegas, and Munich. That's according to GamesIndustry.biz, which received word of additional layoffs at Private Division following reports this week that the company is set to close. And this one's a huge disappointment, by the way. Internal development studios, Roll 7, who were responsible for Ollie World, and one of my Gotti contenders from a few years ago, Rollerdrome.
Oh, yes. You were such a big cheerleader for Rollerdrome.
Yep, and also, now this is an interesting one more than anything, Intercept Games.
Ooh.
Because
okay.
They only just recently purchased them.
Yeah.
Because of Kerbal Space Program 2.
Oh my gosh.
Which that had a whole big problem with it, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. That was not a wise decision.
No, it wasn't, but it was also the amount of stupidity that was had when they actually took that game.
Wow.
When they laid off a hell of a lot of staff to take
did.
that game.
Yeah.
And now they pretty much kiboshed it.
Oh my gosh.
So,
wow.
Established in 2017 to publish games from top creative talent in the gaming, in the growing independent developer landscape, Private Division also has an office in Singapore. It published titles including Panchi Digital's games Ancestors: The Humankind Odyssey, Obsidian's The Outer Worlds, Piccolo Studios' After Us, Daiguti Fabrique's Salt Sea Chronicles, and Evening Star's Penny's Big Breakaway.
Right.
So that's the most recent. That's quite a recent game as well.
It is. It is.
Apparently, it's got a lot of buzz around it. Did quite well, I hear. Well, in terms of reviews, I think. So Private Division also recently launched Moon Studios' No Rest for the Wicked in early access and plans to release Vetter's Workshop's Tales of the Shire later this year.
Right.
Announced last May that it signed a new new action adventure IP from Pokemon studio Game Freak, codename Project Bloom, and was expected to release during Take-Two's fiscal year ending in March 2026. Last month, Take-Two said to lay off 5% of its workforce to around 600 people as part of cost-cutting measures that would result in the cancellation of unnamed game projects.
Interesting.
Commenting on reports of the studio's closure and layoffs this week, Take-Two spokesman said on April 16th, Take-Two announced a cost reduction program to identify efficiencies across the business to enhance company's margin profile while still investing for growth. The usual, as we would go on to hear from several people.
Right.
So another really, really terrible week in the games industry for developers, QA testers, and all the lot.
Pete, do you think we're heading, or are we in, and just in denial, heading to a video game crash?
No, we are not heading towards a crash. We are heading towards a AAA implosion, let's say.
Okay.
And I think we might already be there.
Right.
With massive burgeoning development costs in the AAA sector, people are maybe not as interested in willing to spend £70 on or $70 on games anymore, when there is a constant ask for recurring monetary value.
Right.
Because your games do not cost £70 anymore; they cost about 120. Because of DLC, microtransactions.
Okay, that's a good point.
Season passes and everything as such. what we are seeing, and this is something that we're seeing within Hollywood as well, is that the
Yeah.
independents are now, and the indie games
Mm-hmm.
are starting to hold more prevalence and a lot more weight because people are more interested in taking games from smaller independent studios and actually are interested in playing them more. Just look at WASD, the most that was the busiest show that I've seen for a long time, and everyone was flocking towards all those indie games and absolutely loving them.
Pete, I have to say something though. Let's do a little tangent. Tangent time on WASD.
Yep.
Specifically, the Blade game, that fighting game that you liked.
Oh, Die by the Blade.
The trailer looks nothing like the game.
I know, it's very strange, isn't it?
Yep. Oh, hello, Jack Tendo. He's redeemed a glass of wine.
Hello,
Okay.
Jack Tendo. Nice to see you last weekend, by the way.
Yes, we got to see him, his lovely family. Absolutely lovely family. Ah, darling and cute all the way.
I'm surprised that he's managed to tear himself away from the ocean.
Oh, goodness. True. Good point. Um, I see. I gotta say, I mean, we're on a tangent anyway, and it's about WASD. I really enjoyed WSD. I don't think WSD, WASD. I'm hoping you can tell from our last week's podcast, but I absolutely had a hell of a time. I love meeting people and making connections, and that was just. Uh, Jackson says men can multitask.
Fair
Well,
point.
I can't. So there you go. You're already
Yeah,
better than me.
fair point.
But yeah, no, I absolutely enjoyed WASD. I cannot wait for future endeavors.
Yes, I can't either, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just. I think I said everything I need to say on the last episode
This
of
is for
Was
you,
D.
Jack. Anyway, yes.
I mean, I got to narrate the whole thing, to be fair, so, you know, I got to say everything I needed to say. I mean, I probably spoke for both of us when I was giving all my thanks to everyone, but, you know. Well. Anyway, yeah, sucky week for video game development.
Okay, so my original question? Wow, everyone, you should take medication and drink. It's so good.
Please do not do that. Disclaimer, please actually don't do that.
Yeah, I know. See, I did it just for you, Jack. What were we talking about? Remind me right quick.
Layoffs. Video games.
Yes.
Implosions.
Do you think we're heading for another video game crash?
Well, we've done that already.
I know we have, but what do you mean?
Are we heading? I said no. I said no technically, but we are heading towards an implosion of the AAA market.
Okay. Oh, right, which led to the whole indie discussion.
Yes.
But do you think is this a good thing? And I'll tell you, I think it's a good thing, but I'll tell you why later. Pete, do you think this is a good thing?
More competition is never a bad thing, especially from the indie publishers.
Oh, that's very true. That is definitely one way to look at it, for sure.
But I think the AAA market has gotten so massive and budgets have gotten far too big for their own liking that actually they need to see a real implosion for them to realize what the hell they were doing. And the way that we're going about was not going to be sustainable. It's not sustainable in Hollywood, and they're having real problems at the moment. It's the same thing with video games, and I don't think people are going to be willing to spend another £70 on a lot of games, especially when they find out that budgets like Spider-Man 2 were like $300 million.
See, okay, so this is a point that I have talked about before, but I want to talk about again. Although Nana says, especially considering the Saber Interactive and Toys for Bob stories.
Yeah, very true.
But when we were young, Pete, which was many, many years ago, I remember games being $50 back in the US.
Mm-hmm.
Between $50 and $70, actually. Depending on the game, obviously.
Oh, of course,
That
yeah.
was late 90s.
Yeah, but I also remember games on the N64 in this country verging anywhere between 40 and £90.
Yeah. So sometimes when I hear the complaint of 70-pound games, I do get it. I really, really do. Ooh, very cool. Thank you. Thank you so much. Jack's
Yeah, thanks,
posted
Jack.
an awesome link. Well, I say awesome, but you know what I mean.
Well, it's a link to keep up to
Informative.
date with all the
Yeah,
layoffs.
it's informative. We'll say that. So yeah, if you want to catch us out in a rapid review, nope, twitch.tv/rapid reviews. You can come check it out yourself. Yeah, I forgot my point, Pete. Hey, Will.
No
Emperor Carrot
surprises
says,
there.
hey. Oh, cost of games. I think, as much as I hate to say it, because I am a cheapskate, everyone knows this. It's why I'm financially comfortable. I love the cheap deals. I love deals. Oh, I love deals. But having said that, the 90s were like 15 years ago. No. Like 30 years ago. And to keep up with inflation or whatever, 70 pounds isn't that much to ask for a game. If we're keeping with patterns, if we're keeping up with
Yeah, of
inflation.
course.
I don't mind paying 70 pounds for a game. Oh my
Yes, but a
gosh, hello
game.
Dave.
Yeah, but honestly, a game doesn't cost just 70 quid anymore, does it?
Well, that's a very valid point, Pete, that I actually hadn't considered before, believe it or not. Yes, buying a base game for 70 quid while adding DLCs, that's too much. No, that's too much. Buying a game within itself for 70 quid, that's fine. You know what? I'm actually not against that. I think it's a lot of money, yes, but it's not. I'm not against it. Um, Dave says P has a massive point there. Ha ha ha. I can see it's on his head. Basic game features counted as DLC these days? Shameful. You're not wrong. Actually, that's made me
Yeah.
rethink my whole point.
Well, that was the thing, as I was talking about Time Splitters 2 earlier. All
Exactly.
those unlockables would these days would be DLC.
I mean,
And yet it was all just stuff that you can unlock by playing the game and having fun.
yeah, but and I'm going to say this a million times to the day that I die. You know what ruined everything was that Oblivion horse armor. I'll never
Stupid
forget
horse
that.
armor.
For people who don't know what I'm talking about when I constantly mention Oblivion horse armor, Oblivion was released on a disc. Back in the days, you only had discs on the 360.
Mm.
So you had the full disc of Oblivion.
Mm.
You had to pay to unlock a portion of the disc that had horse armor.
Yep.
That was the beginning of what we know as DLCs.
Yeah, that was the beginning of it, and everyone now remembers the absolute controversy that happened a
Yeah.
few years after that with Capcom and Street Fighter Cross Tekken and their on-disc DLC. Like, that one is the most notable example of it ever happening.
Will says Emperor Carrot says games aren't exactly cheap to make anymore. Good point. We are now seeing budgets as much as Hollywood movies.
They are, but it's also this over-reliance on pushing 4K graphics whilst actually not pushing performance.
That is a thing to
Thanks,
consider.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Your game runs like absolute dog crap on graphics mode.
Yes.
And looks like absolute trash on performance mode.
Emperor Carrot says loot boxes, which is very true. And then Nana says
MKX with
MKX
Goro.
Exactly.
Oh,
this is my point.
Stupid DLC, like pre-ordered DLCs.
Yes, and then Mag's saying also not pushing decent games. That really is the whole crux of the issue. That's the whole bottom line. I will pay for quality.
Yeah, so would I.
I will absolutely pay 70 pounds if you give me a good quality game. Now, quality is different for everyone. I need a good story. I need good. Now, I'm an FPS, so I'm going to be, that would be more what I'd be leaning towards.
Mm-hmm.
So I need good FPS mechanics. I need, if there's companions, I need good companions. I need good maps. If we're doing open world, I need to be able to explore. If I can get immersed in the story, I'll pay 70 pounds. Not a problem. But if you're half-assing it, no. Don't charge 70 pounds. Don't charge 70
No,
pounds.
absolutely not.
Mags, exactly. Good point. Gollum, anyone? 60 pounds for Forspoken, anyone? Remember how much we slated Forspoken?
Yep.
We slated that game.
Yes. I think a couple of weeks after that, they moved the price of that way down
Yeah, they
with
did.
their freaking mind.
They absolutely. Amber Care says I enjoyed that game. I don't
Each
think.
to their own.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with my problem with Forspoken. I don't think. Hello, Cold
Ah,
Death.
CD.
CD. Hello. I actually don't think that Forspoken was a bad game. I think they marketed it badly, and I don't think they had strong characters. But I don't think the gameplay is that bad.
No, the gameplay seemed okay, but it
Okay.
was story and writing were atrocious for it.
I would put, like, if I was to go on a 0 to 10 scale, I would put it like a 5.56. It's okay. It is a game. It gets the job done. Does that make sense? Not worth
Yeah,
70
serviceable.
quid. Yeah. Serviceable. It passes the time. Not worth 70 quid. Let's see. CD says just finished up with Rezo. Holds up a glass of mead. Nice. I'm glad you guys
Nice.
are back recording. That's awesome. Emperor Carrot says look at Dead Space remake. Great game, but due to apparently poor sales, Dead Space 2 is canceled. That absolutely shocks me.
Well, it was never confirmed that Dead Space 2 remake was actually in active development.
I thought it was, but I could be wrong.
No, that was a rumor that was going around. I
Right.
think that is
it
kind of got debunked, yeah.
CD says I think EA denied that, but the point is, Max says yeah, they never said they were doing it, but the point is, that's what they've publicly said.
Yeah, if sales were better for Dead
Which
Space
is
remake, then EA
crazy.
probably would have strongly considered it.
But that's crazy to me because Dead Space was a solid game. We're talking again something you would pay for. It's a solid game. It's really good. I know that's objective. It's an objective opinion, but it's really good. It's a good game. Yeah, so I'm a little bit shocked that they don't have a sequel coming.
But speaking of good games that have been ruined,
oh, we're
because
moving
this one has taken the internet by real storm
Woo!
this week.
Okay.
Because
Last glass, by the way.
and I've got some very big comments about this one. The Steam version of Helldivers 2 will soon require all players to sign in with a PlayStation Network account.
No!
Oh boy.
No! Why? That's so
Anyway,
stupid.
so
no, okay,
the
talk
requirement
about
was present. The requirement was present when the game originally launched, but after its unexpected early success led to severe technical issues, it was temporarily removed.
Yeah.
Now a message from Sony on the game's Steam page confirms that the requirement will return on May 30th, and that all players will need to have linked their Steam and PSN accounts by June 4th. Quote, due to technical issues at the launch of Helldivers 2, we allowed the linking requirements for Steam accounts to PSN account to be temporarily optional. That period of grace will now expire. Account linking plays a critical role in protecting our gamers, inflating numbers more like, and sorry, excuse me for the editorial there, and upholding the values of safety and security. Shut
Yeah,
up.
I want to talk about this. Hurry up, get through it. I want to talk about it.
I know. The values of safety and security provided on PlayStation and PlayStation Studios games. This is our main way to protect players from griefing and abuse by enabling the banning of players that engage in that type of behavior. It also allows these players that have been banned the right to appeal. As of May 6th, all new Helldivers 2 players on Steam will be required to connect their Steam account to PlayStation Network.
No.
Current players on Steam will start to see the mandatory login from May 30th and will be required to have linked a Steam and PlayStation Network account by June 4th. PlayStation Network accounts are free and easy to sign up using the link.
Oh my gosh.
We understand that while this may be inconvenient to some of you, this step will help us to continue to build a community that we are proud to be a part of.
Okay.
Don't care what I say about this. Get fucked, Sony. Talk about inflating your own freaking numbers there because you know that the PlayStation version is clearly inferior. And most people want to play it on there. Also, your network security is bloody terrible and you've been hacked several times over. People on Steam do not want to link their Steam accounts to a PlayStation Network account.
That's a valid
This is the
point.
most asinine freaking thing that I have seen in a long time. And believe you me, Sony keep doing really stupid things at the moment.
Yes, they do. We have the emails to prove that. But I think this is dumb for several reasons, but I'm going to tell you why, and chat is popping off. Helldivers 2, sorry, has been lauded as the great cross-platform game that's uniting, gamers across all platforms, except that it's not available on Xbox yet. A lot of us think it's going to
No,
happen.
there is rumors going around that there is a potential for that to happen.
Right. Yes, and I do think it will happen. But yeah, exactly. Max says PlayStation for the players, not any effing more. Lol. That flies in the face of everything that Helldivers has almost the doors that it has opened the last few months. I often joke that like everyone thought that Helldivers 2 was going to be my ideal game, and maybe it is. I still haven't played it.
It's really fun.
I should. I know I should. But everyone kind of lauded it as, "Oh, this is Kylie's game. It's gonna be great." But I will play it. But the thing that stands out the most was how it brought gamers together. Um, and then Emperor Carrot says it's Helldivers 2, a PlayStation Studio game. Yeah,
It was
which
published by PlayStation Studios rather than actually developed by them. It's not first party technically, but they have the publishing rights.
right, which okay, I get that. But how long? The last 2 months at least have people been going on and on about Helldivers 2 being the great uniter. And they're just waiting for the Xbox release. And then everyone's going to cross play. And it's going to be amazing. For PlayStation to do this, to lock people off, I don't, but I've never understood Sony's logic. We've talked about this so much. What's his face? Um,
Jim Ryan.
Lion Jim Ryan himself. He's never made sense to me.
No, but he's gone now
I
anyway.
know he's gone, but I'm just saying that Sony has a history of
So-
not making logical sense. This decision makes zero logical sense to me. Because yeah, I happen to have a PSN account because I have a PlayStation 4. If I didn't, I would absolutely not make an account just to play Helldivers 2.
No,
That
the fact of the matter is, I have a PlayStation account because I've got a PS5. But the reason why I decided to buy it on Steam was because I am
That's
not
the
paying
thing.
for PSN.
Yeah,
Screw off. Like, there was a reason their service was not good value for money.
yes.
Now, what I worry about is them linking the accounts, is that they're going to find a way to turn this on. Say, even PC players will have to pay to play online
See,
on this game, which I worry about.
that's what I worry about as well.
But it is also the fact as well that they're not the only company that are doing this, because Xbox do the same thing even on PC as well. It's like, and on other consoles, you have to sign into an Xbox account to play certain games. Like you probably have to do it to play Sea of Thieves. You have to do it to play
Yes.
on PS5. You probably have to do the same thing to play Minecraft on any other service. Why? I don't get it.
I know.
I don't know why you need another account to link to another account. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like if I want, like the fact is, I buy my games on Steam because I want to be on Steam.
Right.
I don't want to be on PlayStation. I don't want to be on Xbox. I want to have my games playable on Steam.
I think that's the mentality of most people. I know it's the mentality of me. I think it's very weird that, as far as the Epic Store is concerned, I have a Fortnite account. I can play
Yeah.
on my PC, but my Fortnite account is also connected to my Xbox account, and I don't know. That doesn't
Yeah.
quite sit well with me.
No, it doesn't with me. It has the same thing with Fall Guys as well. I've got my Epic
Yes,
account linked to PlayStation, so I've got all my stuff on the PlayStation
I do
and on
like that
Steam
part.
or on Epic. But
Yeah.
actually, I can't link my Xbox account to it because it's already got something else linked to it. So
That's
I'm
what.
playing two different versions of the game.
Yes,
It's bloody
exactly.
weird.
That is what is insane to me. I do
Also, like, go on, Karen. Sorry.
Oh, I like cross play, But I like crossplay when there's individual. Maybe that sounds silly, but like your Steam account crossplays with Xbox, crossplays with PlayStation,
Yeah.
as opposed to my Steam account crossplays with Epic, crossplays with whatever
Yeah.
random game developer.
Yeah. Funnily enough, there is a game out there that actually does it pretty well. It clearly shows what platform you're playing it on, and also doesn't require you to link it to an account for all of these. So it doesn't require you to link your Epic account to your Xbox account to all of that, or whatever your Pornhub account, like Mags has said.
Wait, what? I
It's
haven't
Among
read that
Us.
yet. What? Yes.
Among Us doesn't have a login system. It
I
just
think
allows you
that.
to pick it up and bloody play it.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Why do I need a Square Enix account? Why do I need a Ubisoft account? Why do I need an Epic account? I shouldn't have all these accounts that link to other accounts.
That goes all over me. Danker says, I hope Sony don't think of acquiring them now, otherwise Helldivers 3 will lock it in as soon. Yes, that is my fear. CD says, also considering at least you can make an account, Kylie. It's true. If I didn't have
Just
a PlayStation
because you can
4,
doesn't mean you should.
well, that's what he's saying.
I know. I'm fully aware that
if
the
I
irony
didn't have
is
a
there.
PlayStation 4, I wouldn't have a PSN account at all. Like, ever. I never play this thing. Max says, yeah, Steam account is linked to your PS account. Your PS account is a whole 100% on board already. Your PS account is linked to your Xbox account. Your Xbox account is linked to your Amazon account. Your Amazon account is linked to your Pornhub. Whoops. But that's what I'm saying. Dave says, I've seen your credit card statements. You should be ashamed. Dave, easy answer. Data is valuable.
That's all it is. The selling of data
Yeah.
to third-party vendors and advertisers and all that, because in a digital age, it's all about the sale of data.
Yeah. And Nana says, I feel there is still hope they can beat Steam, which is dumb. Yeah, you're not going to beat Steam. CD says, and there's a lot of countries that plain can't make a PSN account. Good
Yep,
point. Very
correct.
good point.
There's about 100. I think the game has now been delisted in about 170 odd countries now because of it.
So we have this great game that's been lauded as this triumph of crossplay, uniting gamers across different platforms, and it's now outlawed in several countries.
Yep.
No.
Any hope they had of me trying to go back onto the game is now very slowly dwindling because I don't want to link my PSN account to my Steam account. Thank you very much. I play on the open platform to be an open platform. That's it.
Yeah, well, see, that's where Steam's really messed up. I mean, we have a whole show about
I don't think this is anything to do with Steam. This is solely on Sony.
Well, exactly. No, 100%. And I think it's going to blow up in their face. I do. I'm so disappointed.
Will, because
I'm so disappointed.
I know, but this came out not long after. The developer of Helldivers 2 has apologized after fans barraged the game's Steam page with negative reviews over news of a mandatory PlayStation account requirement.
Yes.
On Friday, publisher Sony announced that we don't need to go over that. So, at the time of publication, Helldivers 2 had hit over 100,000 negative reviews on Steam in less than 48 hours. What? Which accounts for a third of its user reviews to date.
Holy crap! So,
anyway, the review bombing triggered a response from developer Arrowhead, whose CEO, Johan Pilz, where he apologised on Twitter. Still not calling it X. You can sod off Elon Musk. Ouch. Right in the review score, he wrote, well, I guess it's warranted. Sorry, everyone, for how this has transpired. I hope we all make it up and regain the trust by providing a continued great game experience. I just want to make great games. Anyway, I'm not going into any more of that because it's just going over the same crap again. But yes, the players have spoken and the players have stated, fuck off.
Exactly. CD says, great for people that originally bought the game on Steam and are now just effectively banned from the game. I cannot believe... No, I can believe that they pulled this because it's effing Sony. But I also can't believe they've pulled this. Danker says Sony effed up. Valve is just being pulled into this mess. Yes, no, I absolutely agree with that. CD says we are now around 170,000K or 1,000K. I drank a lot.
170K.
I've been drinking. Negative reviews on Steam through these 3 days. Holy crap! I say again. Emperor Carrot feel like Sony want to get PlayStation sales as well. That's not wrong. That's actually a good
No,
point.
but they also would have the metrics for the games, obviously sales on Steam and also the player numbers and recurring player counts
Exactly.
on Steam.
So
So it shouldn't matter either way.
no, or
They
they
would still
saw
get the metrics.
or they saw that there are a substantial more amount of Steam players.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a way to artificially inflate the amount of PlayStation accounts
That's
that are
exactly
playing
what
this
I'm
game.
saying, Pete. You've got it. That's exactly what I'm saying. CD says this actually managed to drag the rating for, quote, all reviews down to mixed, below 50%. I mean, there's, nothing compared to a gamer scorned. Um,
No,
so I
I
am.
currently have this installed. This
Mhm.
might get uninstalled soon enough because one, I haven't played it in a while, and two, I don't want to link my PlayStation account to Steam. Sod off.
I don't
Like,
either.
good luck.
I'm gonna be honest.
Like,
I don't.
it's a huge shame because the game's really fun.
I mean, I think about Fortnite because that's my best example in this situation. There is a part of me that enjoys the fact that my Fortnite account is on Epic but also linked to my Xbox. There is a kind of I like that, the cohesion of it. But I wasn't required to make an Xbox account or required
No.
to make an Epic account.
No, it's just the fact that it was there so that you could have cross
Um,
progression.
So, Emperor Carrot says, "What do you think? Sony will buy out Arrowhead later
Oh, of
down the
course they
line?"
will.
Yes,
They
absolutely. Yeah,
100% will.
we're 100% in agreement on that. Yes. Danker says, "Looks like jealousy coming into play." That's 100% what it is, Danker. It's jealousy. It's my numbers on Steam are doing way better. I say my numbers, you know what I mean. Helldiver's numbers on Steam are doing way better. Let's get that, our marketing tendrils, you know, into the Steam people. Ooh, that makes me angry. That makes me so angry.
Yeah, it's horrendous. It's also, what was it that they said on the other part of it was to do with, this is our main way to protect players from griefing and abuse by
Yeah,
enabling banning of players engaging that.
that's BS. That is
That is
absolute
total crap.
BS. Mhm.
It's total
100%.
crap as well.
That
But it also it does bring up something else that I wanted to talk about.
Okay, well, let me
If I
read
can
this.
yeah, of course,
We'll
I'm
read
gonna get this
CDs
working
first.
anyway.
After this experience, I would hope for Arrowhead that they tell Sony to sod off. Yes. But I'm not holding out much hope. I
Nope.
agree. And no, I don't hold out much hope. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yep. But this comes off the back of something that's happened in the last 2 weeks that seems to have appeared to have caused a bit of controversy as well.
Okay.
Take this with a pinch of salt, by the way, because this is just in the patent stage.
Okay.
So I'll read the article from Xputer.
Okay.
Can't say I've heard of them before, but
No, I
this is
haven't.
what was doing the round. Sony is often credited with helming innovative ideas in the gaming industry, and we can get a glimpse of them in patents. The company has now published yet another unique legal document that wants to tackle in-game harassment by detecting the emotions of
No!
players.
No! This is a parody! Tell me this is a parody, Pete! This is not real!
The proposed system will allegedly use biometric information recorded in real time to figure out the current emotions of a user for auto-detecting harassment cases.
What?
The patent,
WTF?
dubbed Harassment Detection Apparatus
What?
and Method, will actively record the in-game emotional data of users to see how they
Max,
behave with each other. Sony could detect when a player is harassed due to their rising heartbeat and other similar emotional changes. The publisher would use that info to take appropriate action and quell the issue without making the victim go through manual steps.
Are you
As per the patent, Sony would relocate the victim in the game to be away from the harasser or vice versa. Additionally, it would also cut off communication between both parties to protect the victim from further harassment. We can expect the publisher to punish the perpetrator by banning them entirely. The patent argues that the current protocols to deal with the in-game harassment are lacking. Right now, the widely used method requires the victim to report the incident to the moderator. However, many often don't bother reporting the perpetrators. Therefore, they might continue harassing other players and feel more comfortable due to the lack of repercussions. So auto-detecting harassment may also quell this issue.
I have to just take a second and agree with chat. It's Sword Art Online in real life, which is insane. This is weird, but Black Mirror. CD says, "Oh, I know of some appropriate action to take regarding Sony." Yes. Are you effing kidding, Pete?
No, I wish I was.
What? WTF? And I mean that seriously. We have reached a level of insanity now.
Absolutely ridiculous.
What? Like, okay. I've been on. Sorry, we're about to get ads. I apologize, but I'll try to draw this out. I have been playing multiplayer online stuff for decades. I'm very old.
Yep.
I'm also a female who's been playing it for decades. I'm very old. So, having said that, okay, I've witnessed a lot of my own harassment. Fine, whatever. But to think that there's some AI, I guess AI is the best way to describe it.
It would be an AI tool, probably.
Yeah. Heartbeat rate or sweat production or whatever. That's not right, because I'm an anxious person. When I'm playing, let's say, multiplayer Halo 3, I am sweating, I am nervous, I am just.
There you go. There you go.
What's that?
There you go. No, you.
Oh,
What you've
me.
just
Yeah.
said.
Yeah. So I would be banned automatically just because I'm in a high stakes battle.
Thank you. Yep, high pressure, high clutch
Oh, yeah.
situation. Say I'm playing Street Fighter 6 or a fighting
Exactly.
game that is a high pressure situation in a tournament, and I'm going to get banned because my heart rate's running a bit high.
That.
Or I'm just going to put it in the
No, go
stupidest way
ahead. Go
possible.
for it. Go for
You're
it.
you're in an in-game lobby. The mood strikes. You have a little
Little banter.
little moment to yourself,
Banter.
and your heart rate rises a bit. You're gonna get
Yes.
banned for having a Tommy.
No, I hate this. Will says, Sony, do you have a system already implemented where you can report? I saw this. Report voice chats and the transcript to Sony for griefing concerns. I saw
Yeah.
that. CD says, and we all know that Sony is real great with their systems. Exactly.
Which is what I said earlier, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. Nana says Sony needs to Shuhei Yoshida at the wheel. Stat. He's the only one I can think of to fix these issues. This is literally the definition. I'm going to straw this out because we are in ads and our
Yeah.
wonderful chat is very engaged in this particular topic. But I am actually quite viscerally angry, Pete.
I know, I could tell.
This is.
That's why I just read the story to make you angry and angrier
You
as we went on.
did. You did. You made me angry, Pete. Are you happy with yourself?
Well, I got an actual passionate reaction out of you for once.
I mean, like, let's wait 30 seconds because I'm about to go off.
Oh, I know, but
But
yeah, I heard about this, and I'm actually going to shout out the podcast that I did
Yeah, go
hear
ahead,
this
do that.
from.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
was
yeah.
from the Side Scrollers podcast that I heard this from, which it's a pretty good one. But Jesus Christ, when I heard about this, I went, "What the hell is this?" And they actually brought it up, and I actually have to agree. Do you remember the bully hunters?
I don't remember the bully hunters. What is the bully
Oh,
hunters? Welcome
go
back
and
from
look
ads.
I know, go and look into the bully hunters. It's hilarious.
Oh,
It was an
dear.
absolute joke of a thing that happened a few years ago, but yeah.
I
But carry on.
am absolutely raging at this because it's almost thought crime. It's in a way, it's thought crime if you think about it. If you think about it.
I did think about it, therefore I am now a criminal.
But I mean, seriously, the idea that they're taking your heart rate to mean that you're some kind of harasser, I'm sorry, my heart rate's always going to be high. Especially in a multiplayer or any given, game situation. I'm absolutely irate about this. This makes no logical sense to me.
They would be utterly stupid if they ever think about implementing this. And yes, Lord Carrot says, what if you have a medical condition?
Exactly, he's an emperor now. But yes, what if you have a medical condition, or
Emperor Carrot, sorry.
what if you're just me, and you're highly anxious all the time? My heart rate runs at 118 normally, which is ridiculously high if you're wondering.
That is a bit high.
It is very high because I'm a constant up person. Um, the idea that I could be kicked or banned for life, by the way,
Yeah, not just banned for a small amount of time. Life.
based on a heart rate, this this is beyond upsetting. This is too much. This is we have literally gone into whatever that movie is with Tom Cruise and the Thought Police. What is that?
Minority Report.
Thank you, Minority Report. We have entered Minority Report, but for PlayStation.
And yet, PlayStation want to implement a network, their account system on Helldivers 2, where it's going to be high pressure situations every time. Yeah, well done, Sony. This is fucking fantastic. You absolute clowns.
Emperor Carrot says Max would be instant banned from everything. Yes, he
Oh, I know.
also runs high strained. But this makes me angry on many levels. Just put it that way.
Yep.
I don't agree with this. I absolutely do not agree with this on any level. And I hope that they soon realize that and correct their mistake, because who the F wants to be like subject to this? Oh, hello, iQuell. Evening, everyone. Hello. CD says, and we all know the best way to hunt bullies is to cross zombies with unicorns, right, Pete? Okay, so Pete knows something. He is dying laughing for our audience.
Oh, that was fantastic. Yeah, I was
What is
saying
it
about the
in
bully
reference
hunters.
to?
That anyone who knows about that will make a lot of sense.
So
Go and check it out after the stream. Honestly, this is so funny.
give us a very brief report of what bully hunters is. I want to know.
Oh, it was
I'm
something that
curious.
happened a fair few years ago, and I can't
Ooh.
remember. Was it on CS:GO, I believe,
Oh
where people
gosh.
would get
Oh
bullied
dear.
and harassed on there, and it was a live stream with a bunch of people that would go in and target harassers by taking them out in the game and leaving them a message. But it turned out to be an elaborate hoax as a way to promote chairs and headsets.
What? Okay, wait. So Mags is just back. You've missed an entire rant. WTF, Pete? What?
Yeah, I'm gonna
What?
post. I'm gonna find it. Go and carry on. I'll find it.
Okay, so basically, for anyone who is just joining us, who has just come out of ads, we are talking about the fact that Sony has now implemented I'm going to say anti-bullying system. I was going to say anti-cheat, but I guess it's anti-bullying system
Ugh,
based
I'm
on
not
your
posting the
heart
Polygon
rate.
links. What that?
Yeah,
Blech.
no. Based on your heart rate. That poses so many questions. Like, you're a bully because your heart rate is high, and as I stated before, my average heart rate was 118 because I'm constantly moving, I'm constantly going, I'm intense.
You know what? I don't care. I'll post the link to the video.
In the chat.
It's an hour. It's an hour and 47 minutes. But it is the most comprehensive video that you'll probably find on it.
Okay, I'm not watching that.
I don't care.
I'll scrub through it.
But there is a Reddit link that I can post. It says the Bully Hunters fiasco explained in under 9 minutes.
Apparently, there's something called bully hunters. I didn't know that existed. So I'm curious.
There you go. They're
and I'll
both
find
in the
out.
chat.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Pete. But the idea, I want to come back to this because I'm absolutely floored by this. Poor chat. They're in there with us. I'd rather see us go to the loo. Very good. That's very good. It's terrible, but good.
The YouTube channel is very familiar because it's a content creator called Rags.
Oh my goodness. I prefer Mags. CD, that YouTube channel certainly seems familiar. Oh, okay, that's why you said that.
Mm-hmm.
But what we're sitting here. Okay,
Uh-oh,
thank you.
Sancho's here.
Thank you, Sancho. This will be the last glass of wine because I'm out of wine, believe it or not. But what we're discussing currently right now, for anyone who's just joining us, Sancho, so Sony has implemented a anti-bullying system, because that's what it is, based on your heart rate.
Yes.
WTF?
But anyway,
No.
let's move on because this is the end of the show. So let's actually get to it because we've gone over the same point 3 times for people who've come in.
Danker says
And
out
we're
of
an audio
wine. This is
podcast.
it. This is my last glass, people. Thank you for
We can cover
redeeming.
more of it in the post if you want to.
Yeah, we'll do post show. Yes.
Yes. So that's it for the news this week. Thank you everyone for listening and watching to it. We hope it's caused a visceral reaction. Please let us know what you think of all the news in the comments everywhere or on socials, you know, and all that. But we'll get to that at the end. You can listen to that at the end of the show if you listen to the audio version.
I do like what Max has just said, which is that means every horror game I play, I'm getting bullied by the game. So will they close that down? That's a good point, actually.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, if we do Outlast trials, there you go. Everyone's bullying everyone. Anyway, Pete.
So does that mean that my heart rate, when it was rising through anger from playing Final Fantasy Rebirth, means that I was getting banned?
There you go. Max says my heart rate goes through the roof on that. Yeah, you should go check the roof. The roof is on fire. You should go check that out because it's hilarious. And also, I am hilarious in the last iteration of it.
Okay.
But that's not the point. The point is we're gonna wrap up the show, but we do a post show for anyone who's just dropped in and started listening to us. We do a pre and a post show to our podcast, and you're welcome to join us at twitch.tv/rapper reviews. You get to interact with us. You can run polls. You can insult us if you want. Well, I don't know why you would, but if you want to.
Yeah, luckily we're not on PSN because we're not getting banned for that.
That's a good point, Pete. So you can bully us because you won't be banned. Not true.
Sod off, I'm getting the bully hunters on you.
Oh my gosh.
In association with Still Series.
But I will tell you how amazing you are and give you all the confidence you ever needed to succeed in life. So come join us. Why are you not joining us? What's wrong with you? But what I will say is, Pete, where else can they find you?
They can find me manning the Rapid Reviews Radio Twitter account.
I never go on
Radio
that.
Pod. Still not calling it X. Sod off Elon Musk. But you can listen to me on the other podcast that I do, which is the Never Watchers movies and TV series that we cover on that. Where one of us has watched it and the other one hasn't. We are. I'm currently in a watch of Echo from Marvel Studios.
Okay,
and
I'm dying to know what your thoughts on that are, Pete. I will
You'll
watch
have to
the,
listen
I
to the
will
episode.
listen to the episode. I absolutely
We're
will.
hopefully going to be recording in the coming week, but I'll have to let you know.
Yes.
But yeah, after that we will be covering Dune Part 2.
Ooh, Max says in regards to Echo, I liked it, won't say anything else. iQuell says, I missed the beginning, but Bully Hunter sounds like an early aughts dance music artist. It's very true. Oh my gosh. Yeah, now I've got dance mixes in my head. Thank you,
Yes,
iQuell.
excellent. So yeah, you can listen to that on good and sometimes bad podcast players at the Never Watchers.
Yes. Anything else?
Kiley, do you want to promote your Twitch channel?
I do have a Twitch channel. It's kind of in flux at the moment, in transition, as we say. But I am at Kiley, Kiley _Wilde, WILDE. Go follow me there because crazy stuff happens. It usually involves drinking alcohol and games.
Okay. Finally, just a little bit of housekeeping before we go. Timeless Gaming Convention, 14th of August, Arcade Club in Bury, Manchester, UK. We will be there. Please use a Rapid24 for 15% off your tickets.
Nana, if you're still there, please, when you purchase your tickets, please use our account code. Discount code,
Yes.
not account code. Discount code.
Yes.
I want to say that we sold one ticket at least, because that would
Have
make
we?
me feel special and cool. We haven't yet, but if
Oh, right, okay.
Nana buys it, that would be very cool and awesome, and that would be awesome and cool.
Yeah. And also to those who obviously did meet us at WASD,
Yeah.
you'll be able to see us again at Timeless. So, yeah.
Which we'll be doing a live show for that as well.
We probably will at some point.
Yeah, Nana says, I remember that. Nana, you have to buy with using our code, please. Please. I want to
Oh
say
God,
that we sold
we better finish this off. We better finish now because Kylie got to the begging stage of drunk.
That's true. What is it? The 7 stages of drunk and seven stages of grief.
I thought it was 5 stages of grief, but hey.
Well, there's a new adapted version. So there you go. There's a little lesson for everyone to take home with them. But
Cool.
yes, I guess we're gonna wrap this portion up. But do stick around if you're in our Twitch chat, because we're gonna do a post show. It won't be very long, but it'll be cool. I think that's gonna do it for us. So I will see you. No, we will see you and talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye. Cool.
Thus ends the podcast portion of the show, and now begins the part where we can drink and cuss and smoke and stuff. Danker says I got nowhere to run. Nowhere to Run is a cool song. It's on the South Park CD.
Okay.
Just thought I'd throw that out there. I believe it's Master P, but I'm not 100%. No, it's Ozzy Osbourne, I think. I don't know. But, no Ashton stream tonight. Oh, no! That's usually who occupies my time. Him and Dave are knocking about tonight. Oh my gosh. If Ashton's ever showed up here, I would die. I would literally die. That's what's so crazy. You know the whole reason I ever checked out Mags' stream? The
Was
whole
because of
reason
Ashton.
is because of Ashton's. Which
Of course
means
it
that
was.
Mags and I probably crossed paths several times and didn't realize it. CD says,
Probably.
oh, now we can drink? Been nipping on my mead all this time. Oh,
I mean, you
well.
could drink the whole time. It's absolutely up to you.
I sure have.
Kylie surely has, yeah.
Well, see, here's the funny thing, CD. I'm also on medication that enhances alcohol. So I wasn't supposed to drink a full bottle, but I did. But anyway, this is what I drank. Is it going to show up? No, it's not. This is called Tempus 2 Quartz Series Pinot Grigio from Australia, 2022. Max says possibly. Yeah, we possibly crossed paths. I mean, we had to have. There's no way we didn't cross paths. I just never clicked. It's so weird, so weird. Emperor Carrot says, did you hear about Tarkov? I wanted to talk about that. Blocking players.
Oh, the Tarkov
Yeah,
thing.
from PvE content.
Honestly, the only thing that I'm gonna say about it is actually that the Side Scrollers podcast did a really decent breakdown of the
Ooh, okay,
entire
go check them
situation of
out.
it.
Go check
It's
them
about
out.
35 minutes long. It's on their YouTube channel, but it's a very good breakdown with someone who has played a hell of a lot of Escape from Tarkov, talking about the controversy.
That is crazy to me. That is absolutely crazy. And yeah, we're promoting another show, but also go check them out because they do
I,
an in-depth deep
I
dive.
I don't care because actually they did a
Yeah,
really good
exactly.
like breakdown of it, and
Exactly.
actually like their podcast is decent. It's from the guy who used to
it's
run
good.
Screw Attack back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. Oh gosh, I used to be so into Screw Attack.
Yeah, me
CD
too.
says enhances. Yeah, that's one way of putting it. Ah, it's true. Oh guys, you do not know. Like, I have been through some stuff this week. I didn't talk
Oh,
about it because mostly because it's gross.
Yeah. Also, just before you carry on with that, we need a name for the episode, so we'll let our chat decide the name of the episode.
I had came up with a good name. Is Cincho still around? Cincho's the one that comes up with our names.
He'll be around. He's always around somewhere.
Cincho! Give us a name. But yeah, so here's a fun bit of adventure. I had to swallow a camera. That was fun.
Oh yes, of course.
That was very fun. Actually, it was kind of fun. I'm joking, but it actually was kind of fun because I'm totally into all that kind of stuff. Mag says Helldive bombed. That's a good name. Helldive bombed. Because it did. Pete, did you hear me?
I did. I did. Don't worry.
Okay.
I've got it. I'm still wait. It's a good name. I'm going to wait for some other suggestions.
All right, chat, hit us with your suggestions. Although I think Max is the best, but hey, that's just me.
You might be slightly biased there, though.
No, never. There's bound to be better suggestions. Never. But yeah. So it's been a crazy week for me personally. I am also on painkillers and drinking.
Nice.
That's pretty.
Oh shit! I forgot to mention it.
What's that?
I did say that there was going to be another game that I'm going to be playing soon, and I forgot to mention it on the actual show.
Do you mean Yakuza?
That would be correct. The Yakuza series will start very, very soon. Now
Very
that I'm done with
soon.
Rebirth. Fuck that
Yes.
game.
So keep your eyes open because Pete will be streaming that. I'm still trying to figure out a game to stream.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also thinking, should I stream it on my personal channel?
I think maybe you should.
I keep burping. I keep burping in the
Birkin.
mic. Yeah, burping
Nice.
in the mic.
Bit.
So I don't know if chat has suggestions. I would like to play a game. Manic said on Magda's stream that I should stream Stella Blade, and I actually thought about that. So
But
Pete,
it's PS5 exclusive.
I know, but see, here's the thing. So, oh gosh, that's really dark lipstick. I don't care. It gives me duck lips, so enjoy. But Stella Blade we didn't talk about, and I kind of thought we would talk about. I thought that was a very cool game. I do not get the controversy whatsoever. I do not feel that Stella Blade or any of her
Assets.
co-stars. Well, I was thinking more of her co-stars, but yes, assets is a good word, good descriptor. I did not feel it was overtly sexualized. I never got that impression.
No, the controversy comes down to the fact that I can't remember the name of the company that makes it.
I did forget that too.
Is that they showed some costumes that were not actually in the game and they were overtly sexual.
Well, they shouldn't have shown costumes that weren't in the game.
But bearing in mind that also this is you know what games media are like at the moment, where they're just like, you know, everything is so terrible with them. It's like, oh, you can't have an attractive female, but you can have a half-naked, shirtless guy wherever you like.
Exactly. So that's
works
something,
one way, doesn't the other.
Yeah.
Fuck them. I don't care.
We will have a show about this in the future. I'm a very I don't call myself a feminist. I call myself an equalitist, if that makes sense.
Yeah, everything in equal values.
Exactly. I absolutely think that they need to stop Xing, canceling, or whatever beautiful women. I think beautiful women should be in games just like beautiful men.
Look at the dwindling game sales recently because of characters not having some sort of attractiveness.
The whole reason I was ever into I got into comic books when I was 12, mostly because the X-Men cartoon series. I loved comic books because the heroes were beautiful. I mean, sometimes they'd have a subset, let's say like I forget who lives in the sewers, but there's some X-Men who live in the sewers. I've just totally forgotten them. So they were not quite beautiful, but it didn't matter. I bought the comics because men and women were beautiful, and I wanted to see beautiful things in front of my eyes. And it says, yeah, it sucks. The director of Stella Blade seems like he loves games.
Yeah, 100%.
There's nothing wrong with a beautiful woman. There's nothing wrong with a beautiful man. There's nothing wrong with a beautiful woman who is in charge of her sexuality. There's nothing wrong with a beautiful man who is in charge of his sexuality. There does seem to be a problem, and yes, I know this might upset some people in chat, and I do apologize, but it is my stance. Bayonetta feels gross. She has felt gross since day one. Again, apologies to anyone who loves Bayonetta. I'm not judging you. That's totally your thing. That's cool. But since Bayonetta was released, it always felt gross. I don't know how to describe that. I'm a female, and it just felt like everything was on display. Let's see. Denker says, have you thought about hiring out a PS5 to play Stellar Blade, Kylie? You're the second person who has said that. I may have to actually stream Stellar Blade.
If it wasn't for the fact that I was going to play Yakuza on it, I would send you my PS5.
I could just get a PS5. They're actually coming down.
I'm going to be honest with you. Don't bother spending the money. They're kind of
Well,
shite.
that's my kind of thing. Is I need to be like, I don't mind investing money, but I need a kind of return on that investment, if that makes sense.
Yeah, the only return on my investment was clearly the fact that I'm playing all of Yakuza on it.
Yeah, see, I don't play a lot
because everything else has been total fucking dog shit on it.
It's always crazy to me because I was a PlayStation girl for PlayStation 1 and 2, and then Xbox 360 dropped, and I became an Xbox girl. Nana says, I would
Sorry, I say that actually. Rift Apart was decent, but it
Rift
was
Apart
too short.
is very. I do enjoy Rift Apart.
Spider-Man 2 was okay, but
yeah.
God of War Ragnarok would have been great if it wasn't also a PS4 game.
Well, okay, I see what you're saying. Yes, I see what you're saying.
Like, in terms of the exclusive experiences, most of them have all been kind of shit.
Right. Nana says, I would honestly argue that's the point of Stellar Blade, to be honest. Do you mean that it's the anti-Bayonetta? Because that's what I say.
Yeah,
I say it is the anti-Bayonetta in that, first of all, it starts exactly the same way as Halo ODST. Like, identical to ODST, which is weird. But when she drops out of her rescue pod or whatever, you get this chick that is she's beautiful, and guess what? There's nothing wrong with beautiful women.
Also, it's the fact that fucking games people or games reviewers and games media were turning around and said, "You can't have anyone that beautiful. That's not real." Fucking real person. It's been scanned off of, you absolute idiots.
There are real people that are beautiful, and they exist. Now, is she?
Yeah, just because they want to not feminize people, that's the problem.
I do think
if you want to make everyone look like a bloke, then yeah, fine.
Okay, but I do find it kind of funny just because I'm in CrossFit. When she does the kind of like loop-de-loops around, she does the gymnastic move where she like spins around ledges.
Yeah.
She doesn't look like she has the upper body strength, but again, that's because I'm in CrossFit. But that's such a minor thing. Maybe she has nano enhancements. We don't know. Oh wait, I meant to say that everything being on display was the point of Yeah, no, exactly. I got you.
Her power comes from her hair, and it's yeah.
It's very objectifying. I think Bayonetta is very objectifying. I don't, judge anyone who loves it.
No, I'll be honest, actually, I think the iteration that they made of Bayonetta in the Smash series was a much better was much better, really.
But what Daker says is good. They got the jiggle physics, for God's sake. We've talked about jiggle physics is what we mean, but I always mispronounce it on this show many times, especially because Saints Row does it so well. Because they do female jiggle physics, but they also do male jiggle physics, if you're into that sort of thing.
Yes.
But I love jiggle physics. I didn't at first when DOA came out. And
God damn DOA, Phil.
I know, right? And so I was a little like, oh. But as I've gotten older, I've matured. And I've seen that they've kind of tried to put a cap on women's sexuality. I'm now all for jiggle physics. Let's do it. And they absolutely have it in Stellar Blade. Her boobies just jiggle all the time. It's great. Nana says, though the studio that made Stellar Blade also makes Nike, a gacha game where all the girls... Is it Nikkei? I thought it was Nike.
I think, I don't know.
You may be right. Who has big boobs? Lol. Thing is, Eve instead. This, guys, this is the point of everything. Mag says the thing is, Eve in Celebrate isn't trying to be sexy. Exactly. Where Bayonetta is shoving it down our throats. Yes, because Bayonetta's special moves are just porn. They're just porn. That is where I start to get a little bit like, I love beautiful women. I think they should be in games. I think we should have jiggle physics, as I said. But when you're taking a character like Bayonetta and you're shoving that sexuality, that's all she is. Right, and this is not a
I'm
double
going to disagree with
entendre.
you as someone who's not a big fan of Bayonetta.
No, go
It's
ahead.
not
You go
all
ahead.
it's not all she's about.
Oof, she
Actually,
comes
there is quite a
across as
deep
that.
backstory there, considering.
There is a
The
very
fact
complex
is
backstory.
that her powers come from her hair, and it's not supposed to be overtly sexual, but it's Platinum Games, so they made it overtly sexual.
I have to agree with Max where he says Bayonetta
No, I
sucks,
don't
come fight
disagree.
me.
I'm not a big fan of the combat of Bayonetta because I'm not an action gamer
Uh,
like that.
Now,
But I think it's and
iQuil has a
Bayonetta
good
is
take.
supposed to be more tongue in cheek than it is anything.
That's an interesting take because I do find that I can kind of, again, no double entendres. I can kind of stomach it when things are done tongue in cheek. Bayonetta's lore is very strange.
Yep.
It's very convoluted. But I still get this idea that she is not, and I'm sorry guys, you can absolutely disagree with me. It's okay. You can totally disagree with me at any time. There
Mhm.
is an almost eyeglass fetish and hair fetish because it comes across as so overtly sexual. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
wrong. I'm just saying how my experience has been. I do not in any way get that impression from Stella Blade, which just happens to have a beautiful protagonist. She is beautiful. And she does have jiggle physics. But that's okay, because guess what? Women's boobies do bounce. And I do like that they show that. But Danker says spot on. But having said that, Bayonetta's sexuality as an objectifying sexuality almost feels, and this is not a double entendre, shoved down our throats. It's too much. Again, that's me. I am a straight female making a comment on this, whereas I think most of her fans are straight males. What do you think, Pete?
Yes.
Were you listening at all?
I was editing, sorry.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so the long and short of it is go play Stella Blade because I think it's awesome. I think it's great.
Okay, I'm going to say to you that
Uh-huh.
I liked what Mags was playing the other day. I didn't catch the full stream. I liked the look of some of the game. It looks like
It
a very
does look
nice
good.
game.
Yeah.
But holy crap! And I said this with the trailers that they had on a PlayStation showcase, the State of Play. The story looks like absolute fucking bobbins. It looks awful. Like Adam, Eve, fucking Zion. The religious iconography is absolutely like so slapped in your face. It is unreal. Like fucking talk about ripping off like the Matrix in a major way, like and all that. Not even just the Matrix, just oh yeah, the last two people, on Earth. Fucking hell. It's not winning awards for fucking top-notch writing, is it?
Well,
Absolute craziness. But anyway, but the game looks nice and the combat looks decent, so fair enough. Not going to be a game that I play because I'm not paying that kind of money to play a game on PS5. Again.
right.
But I do want to talk about something else quickly.
Oh. Okay, we got 6 seconds. Hold on just a second.
I know, yeah.
But what do you want to talk about, Pete? Because I was still stuck on Stella Blade, but go ahead.
Well, it's a bit of change of subject
No,
anyway.
go ahead.
You carry on, Karen.
Tangent
No, talk.
No, I'm
Stella
just
Blade.
saying something that I've said 1,000 times on this show before. I get that we're trying to achieve enlightenment, we'll say that, equality, all of that good stuff, and I'm for that. But women do have a sexuality. Women are attractive. We should not be squelching that
Choice of words.
in the favor of equality. Because I mean,
Yeah.
think about it. Gears of War is something that I use a lot as an example when I'm giving this kind of talk, which is Phoenix is he's very built. He's very
Urge.
yeah, he's very he's like, you know what I mean? And he's our
Yeah.
antagonist and nobody complains that he's strong and virile and all that kind of stuff. But the minute you have an attractive female, all of a sudden we're complaining, "Oh, this
We
girl has
shouldn't be.
boobs or a booty or whatever." There's nothing wrong with that. There's
What?
nothing wrong with
No.
that.
Whatever happened to the mantra of what happened many years ago? Sex sells. It
Sex does
does.
sell. It does. And I know this as a business owner. I'm a business owner. But no, but for real. In my advertising, I have done your plain black and white text, and I've also done sexy ads that gets people's attention.
Mm-hmm.
What sells more things? The sexy ads. Sex sells.
Of
It
course it
does.
does every single
Hands down.
time.
We are sexual beings. We are human sexual beings. There's
It's human
nothing.
nature. You can't
It
change
is.
human nature.
There's nothing wrong with the female body as a sexual thing. Now, if you make that the sole concept, then
Yep, fine. But if you do the same thing for the male body as well, then you also have the same principles. But
yeah,
like I said, this industry doesn't work in that method. It works only one way.
it does. Pete, what was the point that you were going to make before
It's
ads
not a
prolapsed?
point. I wanted to change the subject
No, go
because I
ahead.
wanted to talk about something that I've been watching
No, you
this
go ahead.
week,
Go ahead.
and it's
You go ahead.
video game related.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Knuckles.
Okay, so chat, if you don't know anything about Knuckles, maybe not listen? I don't know if there's
Yeah,
spoilers in Knuckles.
oh, there's not. Look, I'm just going to tell you now. Don't fucking bother. What a waste of time this was. 6 episodes of absolute fucking torture.
Oh my
What the
gosh.
hell was this?
Nana says, how bad is it?
It's not even a Knuckles show. It is essential. So Knuckles appears. He appears a lot, but I know Danker did.
Danker
Sorry,
liked it.
Danker.
Yeah,
I
Danker
know.
liked it.
I had this out in Mags's Discord. This is probably abjectly one of the worst TV shows that I've watched in a long time.
Chat, feel free to disagree so I
And
can read your points.
and unfortunately,
Mighty Bush, what? I
but
love
the
Mighty
fact
Bush.
is, I don't particularly care about call outs or anything. I'm looking solely at a story, characters, and how and where it goes.
I burped
Knuckles has absolutely no arc in this show whatsoever.
I find that so
He starts
weird.
out where he is and he learns absolutely nothing.
That's
It has
very
absolutely
strange.
nothing to do with Knuckles because it ends up being about a fucking police officer that was featured in the second movie and the first.
That's
So,
very weird.
oh, look, they're friends, so he learns more than anything. He gets an arc. Great. Name the fucking show Wade then. It's not a
That's
Knuckles show at all. It was actually, I think it's false advertising because it is not even close to being a Knuckles show.
well, Danker says, especially episode 4 with a Mighty Bush call out feel, which I love Mighty Bush. Pete, did you get that
I
impression?
mean, let's be look, fucking what what was it? Oh, there's several shows where Daredevil. The Daredevil
Right,
on
okay.
Netflix had a massive call out to Old Boy. And
Oh,
that
yes!
fight sequence in episode 2 is fucking fantastic. Not because it references Old Boy, but because it is actually very fucking well shot, in fitting with the character, and actually works stylistically.
Oh,
You can have good homages whilst also having a good story and good characters around them.
that is true. I want to say something. And people, if you disagree, please tell us. And Pete, if you disagree, please tell me. There is
I
a
disagree.
part, probably, in Fallout where Maximus is doing something I can't remember because I've drinking a lot. That is very reminiscent of the most recent Batman film. They do it in the dark with a light in the hallway. Did you notice that, Pete?
Yes, I did, and
Yeah.
that doesn't make it good. That
No, it doesn't. I'm gonna actually say that. CD says honestly, with Knuckles, I would pretty much expect any development to just bounce off from his head. Yes.
I mean, it probably does.
Exactly.
It's a massive head.
Head.
I
Move
mean,
out of the way,
Idris.
head.
Look, Idris Elba is good in the role. He works for Knuckles, and he was good in the movie. But he is severely underutilized in this, and I think it's probably because he's quite an expensive actor, so they didn't
Oh
want
yeah.
to didn't want to do that. But why make a side story in TV form for a character that was featured in the second movie when you could just have all that development in the third movie,
Yeah. It's
which
very
they're probably
confusing.
going to have anyway, because this doesn't do anything to advance his character in any way, shape, nor form. He learns nothing. He doesn't need to do anything. In fact, most of the fucking show happens without him. That even if he was there, like wasn't there, it'd have no bearing on him whatsoever.
Dager says
Absolutely no. Yeah, it was a producer.
he's a
Idris Elba was a
producer. Was
producer on
he?
the series.
Okay.
Yes, but it doesn't matter anyway because it was still shit. Absolutely fucking god awful. No offense to anyone who liked it, but that's just my opinion.
I haven't watched it. I probably should and I probably will. I'm not gonna lie, I have been kind of really stuck on Fallout. Max says, "Did you not like it, Pete?" Well,
Oh no, I absolutely loved it. It was one
see,
of the
this
best
is
series I've watched all fucking year. It was
this
so
is Pete.
great that I
This is
considered
Pete.
blowing my own fucking head off.
Pete, you're very difficult. You know that.
I know. No, I knew he was. I knew
Yeah.
what he was
Max says,
doing.
"Lol." But this is not a joke, people. If you've been a long time listener of this podcast, this will not come as a surprise to you. So I finished up Fallout. And I, of course, love it. Please, if you watch Fallout on the last episode, please stay till after the credits. If you know any Fallout lore, you'll instantly get it. If you don't, it still preps you for the next season. Oh my gosh, the excitement I had. But having
Oh, do you mean that one shot?
yes, I was.
Oh, I mean, I got excited about that, but then
But remember,
after
that's my
everything that
favorite
I've seen,
game.
heard, and read about everything going on and all that
I
stuff
know.
to do with the lore and all that, apparently they completely piss all over the lore of Fallout.
They say
And
that, but they don't.
completely bastardize the canon of Fallout 1 and 2, apparently.
I find that very strange because they don't. That was a lot of fanboys that were just angry for no reason, and I'm sitting here going, guys, I'm a fangirl for a long time, and they haven't. They
I
haven't
would be
messed it up at
interested to
all.
talk to a little bit more about that afterwards, because apparently there is a
Shady
character
Sands?
from.
Oh,
Sorry?
I thought you were talking about Shady Sands.
No, there is a character apparently in episode 8 that is actually in the meeting that
Yes.
appears in one of the
Yes.
games,
I'm thrilled
but it
about it.
completely bastardizes
No.
his
It goes
apparent. They say
no.
apparently. Because,
Yeah, no. As person who knows that lore backwards and forwards, it fits perfectly, and I cheered when I saw him. I know exactly who you're talking
yeah,
about.
I know.
I was thrilled. But I have also read a lot of fanboy reactions, and I'm sitting here going, okay, you guys don't know the lore of Fallout. I don't know why you're pretending that you do. CD says probably to keep the momentum going until the next movie. Talking about obviously Sonic.
Yeah, I know.
And give the character a bit more screen time. I don't think season 3 will focus that much on Knuckles.
Sonic 3, he means,
Oh,
rather
Sonic
than
3,
season 3.
sorry. We'll
No,
focus
when you
that much
see
on
S3, you always think season 3 of something. But I am going to disagree with you, because I think what they're going to do with Sonic 3, I know we haven't seen any trailers or anything like that, but based on how they ended Sonic 2, there is obviously going to be a tie-in to one particular game, which is Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. But I also think this is where we start getting into the 3D era of games, and some of those stories are absolute dog crap. Sonic Adventure 2 is still decent, but that's where they might start tying in the idea of all three of them, which then utilizes Sonic Heroes.
I am trying to remember, and CD has made a comment that is making me remember. He says, I think people have been taking the comment of, quote, we're not making the series for fans, end quote, far more negatively than it was intended. Somebody said, and I thought it was in regards to Sonic, and now I'm starting to doubt myself. A creator said, we are going to give the fans this show that, we're going to prove our love for the show. I could have swore it was Sonic. Now I'm not so sure after reading CD's comment. Because I can't think of any other game franchise that's in development besides Sonic. I'll have to look that one up. Daker says rumors of a trailer will appear at Summer Games Fest. I believe that will happen. That I'm a strong believer in that.
I wouldn't be surprised if it happens either.
No, I do believe that. Knowing what we know of what's his face. But
What you mean, Jeff Shealy?
Yes, I didn't want to bring that up. Pete calls him Jeff Shealy. That's just how that goes. But
correct.
CD says my second card.
Yeah.
My second comment was regarding Fallout. I think people have been taking the comment if we're not making the series for fans far more negatively than it was intended. See, so okay, I'm going to go on a little soapbox for just a second. Everyone knows this is not a new fact. I'm a hardcore Fallout fan. I have watched the series. It's blown my mind, no pun intended. It's blown my mind. I have loved every second of it. I love the Easter eggs in the background. I love the very obscure characters and obscure references. The people who created this know their Fallout, which is all I care about. But I also troll forums. And a lot of those forums...
That's your first mistake.
I know, exactly. But a lot of those forums have fanboys who absolutely hate Fallout, the TV series. And I can't figure out why. A lot of things they bring up is Shady Sands. Shady Sands is handled perfectly. I don't understand. A lot of things they bring up is the character that Pete has just mentioned, which is like, to me, it fits perfectly in the lore. I'm very confused. So I read a comment from somebody not too long ago who said, look, guys, you're just wanting to hate on something. You were going into this with hatred. You're coming out with it with hatred. So I cannot take fanboys seriously because I love Fallout lore. I love the Fallout series. I love the Fallout TV series. It has hit every mark for me. Especially, I'm going a little rant here, and then I promise comments I'm going to read you. The Brotherhood. If anyone has played Fallout, they know the Brotherhood is quite murky. Are they a good guy? Are they not a good guy? Nobody knows. That's the point. They change with every game. They say that in the TV series. They're like, oh, I thought the Brotherhood was good guys. Oh, that's a bit muddled. That's a bit murky. That's actually how it's perceived in the games. They're hitting every mark. I cannot say that Fallout is not an homage to the series. I think that the creators have done a wonderful job. That's my rant on that. But I will say, iQuell says the post-credit scene in Sonic 3 will be the ugly Sonic from the original trailer coming back for its revenge on the current Sonic and friends. That would be amazing, iQuell. That's Sonic. Does anyone remember that?
Let's be honest, it would be kind of make sense if they were setting up something multiversal.
Terrible.
That would be quite
gosh.
funny.
That was terrible, though, Pete. Remember that? Daker says, you're not going to like this. More Knuckles seasons are on the card if proved popular. That's true.
Well, I won't be watching. I only watched it because my parents have Paramount Plus, so I got to watch it. Good Christ.
Sony's in talks to buy Paramount. CD says, yeah, I've been hearing far more positive comments about the Fallout series. Yes. But you really can't please everyone with the fan base as large as Fallout. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Because there is a person that I follow. I say person, I think it's like a whole team. They did a fan fiction of Fallout New Vegas. So they've done these wonderful, very high quality YouTube videos that I have followed the whole story. I love it. It's great. It's called Fallout Lanius, Lannius. So if you like Fallout New Vegas, you'll like that because it's all about Kaisar's army and everything. The guy that heads that up has hated Fallout from when they dropped the teasers of the photos. People have got onto him in the comments and saying, look, dude, you're just biased. You're hating before you even watch it. You're hating because you've created your own fan series, you know, blah, blah. And I have to agree. He's going in this with a very blocked mind, and I think a lot of the fanboys are doing that. And it's weird to me, a person who knows the Fallout lore, that they're coming in here saying, "Oh, this isn't accurate." No, it's very accurate. Let's see. Mag says Ugly Sonic appeared in the Chip and Dale film. It was hilarious. That's very true. Oh my gosh, I still will not forget that teaser that dropped with Ugly Sonic on that poster. I was like, "Oh, this ain't good. This ain't gonna be good at all." But Pete, didn't that come out on your birthday, the first one?
Yeah.
So those who don't know, Pete's birthday is Valentine's Day. Tee-hee-hee-hee-hee. I like to use that
Okay.
against him.
Remember what I know, Kylie.
You don't know my
Beckett's
birthday. You don't know my birthday. Nobody knows my birthday.
Incorrect.
You do not know my birthday.
Yes, I do. You gave it away at WASD.
Did I? Was I
Yeah, you were so
drinking?
drunk you didn't realise.
Freaking heck. Sometimes I do stupid things when I drink. But anyway, chat, if you want to throw anything at us, we have about 10 minutes and then we're going to wrap this up. iQuell says at Max, I only watched that film for the scene, but I ended up kind of enjoying it. I really like Chip and Dale. I'm not going to lie. But I think that's a throwback to my childhood when it was Chip and Dale, Rescue Rangers, Chip and Dale. That's danger. Max says the film was surprisingly good. I liked it, but I like stupid things. You'd be surprised at what I like. Because a lot of people think it's funny, but my top #1 film, this is not a joke, is Dumb and Dumber. It's always going to be Dumb and Dumber. And people are like, Picard, you're so smart. Wouldn't it be some kind of film with like all this depth and subtext and like symbolism and blah, 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 blah? Like, what about Godfather and all that? No, it's Dumb and Dumber. I love Dumb and Dumber. And I love Dumb and Dumber for one reason. Well, for several reasons. But my favorite being when the cop pulls up and he goes, pull over. And Harry goes, no, cardigan, but thanks for asking. Oh. What? Let's see. Danker says, got to remember to pick up the Blu-ray set of the season before it goes out of print. Max says, shame the sequel. What?
What?
Oh.
Blu-ray.
What Blu-ray? Because Pete's really into Blu-rays. Max says, shame the sequel sucked so much. It really did. It really did. I mean,
same with Anchorman.
Yeah. Like, I went ahead and watched Dumber and Dumber. But
I mean, that was a prequel anyway, and it wasn't
that was the prequel. It wasn't okay, so the prequel, which is Dumb and Dumber, like, that makes sense.
Oh, Rescue Rangers, okay, yeah.
Oh, Rescue Rangers.
Okay.
It was more like an 80s type film, so it was very weird. But, Max says, I think Anchorman 2 is better than the second Dumb and Dumber film. I think that they should have never made Dumb and Dumber 2.
Either. Should never have made either.
And they shouldn't have made Anchorman 2. Which, I have to agree with Mags, Anchorman 2 was slightly better than Dumb and Dumber 2.
The real Anchorman 2 was Anchorman 1.5.
Yes, that's true. Nana says, to add to more things that shouldn't exist. Oh my gosh, do not get me started. Velma 2 is a thing, apparently, and it's still really bad. There are two, I kid you not, serious. I want to say, on record, I don't care, you can play this at my funeral. I don't know. Velma should have never been made. That is a terrible piece of trash, and so
fucking
is
piece of crap.
He-Man. Or whatever it's
fucking
called.
Piece of crap.
Kevin Smith's He-Man. What the... I can cuss now because we're offline.
What the fuck were they thinking?
The fuck? What the actual fuck? What the fuck? No. No. I hate them both. I hate them both.
Yep.
Pox be
Do you want to
upon
know
their
what
house.
I hate?
What?
Going onto Twitter to post the podcast link for the
Yes.
morning
Uh-huh.
to see that Rockstar Games are trending.
Oh dear. Why?
Breaking news: GTA 6 on Steam will allegedly require a Rockstar Games account.
Literally what we talked about today. Why? I hate this. I hate it. I hate this. New world.
Also, fuck this shit.
See, it's very weird to me, and this is a strange rant I'm going to go on. Sorry, chat. Feel free to join in. I hate that I sign on to Xbox and then I have an Epic account window to the side on Fortnite. I'm not that smart. That's too much. Why do I need that? I get because it's crossplay, but it's still annoying. Max says, which needs to be linked to your gym membership. Yes.
No, it doesn't.
If they'd only give
Nobody
me a
needs to know
discount.
that.
Danker says typical. I do find it very frustrating. Danker says they better confirm it at the earliest opportunity. I am.
Well, considering after all the crap that happened with fucking Private Division, I don't think they're going to do
Oh
anything with
gosh.
that soon enough.
Oh gosh. It's weird. It's very weird what I'm about to say. On one hand, I really do love crossplay. I love the idea of like, well, we'll say Sea of Thieves even, as Max has stated many times, but I also believe I love that it's on PlayStation. It opens the world up to more players. I love that. The more, the merrier is what I say. But the idea that I have to have all of these accounts is not just frustrating, but WTF. You know what I mean? I literally just said when I signed on to Fortnite,
Fortnite.
Fortnite, I sign on as my Xbox, and I have a complete like Epic window over here.
Yep, I don't like that.
I don't
It's
like
not
that.
cool.
No.
Yeah, it's the same with Fall Guys. It's the same with Rocket League. It's the
Yes.
same with
Yes.
all those Epic properties.
Yeah.
Even, well, I say Epic properties, even though Mediatonic were not the,
Nana
you know,
says.
they're now owned by Epic, but they
Yeah.
shouldn't have been, which is fucking
Exactly.
disgusting.
Nana says, wait, there was a new He-Man? Okay, Nana.
It was
Yes.
bloody awful.
So, get this. They came out with a new He-Man, which, first of all, the character designs do look great, and it's Kevin Smith, who I normally like. They came out with a new He-Man, but He-Man doesn't star in it.
Yeah, it's
So,
not even a
try that.
He-Man show.
Yeah,
In fact, they didn't even call it He-Man. They just called it Masters of the Universe.
That's right, they did. Probably for that reason. It's really bad, Nana.
Isn't it a She-Ra show?
It is a She-Ra show. It is. I'm not one to go, oh, that's woke or whatever. I try to.
That one was though.
I try to avoid politics, but the new Saints Row and the new He-Man,
Pretty woke.
they too woke for me. It's bad. It's bad. I tried to hang with it because I do enjoy Kevin Smith's humor, such as it is. It was a terrible series.
He is also now an absolute Hollywood shill who is fucking terrible. So
I know. I can't in good conscience recommend the new. I say new, He-Man.
I mean, it's several years old at this point.
It is
now.
at this point, but it is on Netflix. But no, iQuell says I'm going to call it a night. Night, everyone. Good night, iQuell. Thank you for stopping by. We're actually going to wrap this up pretty quick. We got about 10 more minutes. Nana says, I heard about the new She-Ra and its bad designs, but not the He-Man. Oh,
because
the new
He-Man
She-Ra.
is barely in the show.
That's true. The new She-Ra, which by this time is a few years old, is just awful. It's back to what I was saying earlier, which is for some reason people seem to think that to be equal, to be modern, is to strip females of their sexuality. That is not what we're asking. We just don't want to be objectified. Kind of like we were saying, the comparison between Bayonetta and Stella Blade. Bayonetta is heavily sexualized and heavily objectified. Stella Blade, an attractive female that I never felt once was objectified. I'm a female. You get to hear my perspective. Woo! She didn't feel it. She didn't feel objectified. She didn't feel overtly sexual. So the new She-Ra, they've stripped all feminine qualities out of her, just completely. And I can't agree with that. I'm sorry, I'm never gonna agree with that. That's just me. And that's me going off on a tangent. But yes, chat, you got about 5 more minutes before we wrap this up. If you want to throw anything at us,
I think we need to call it there. It's been a long one. Considering you didn't want to do a massively long one.
That's what she said.
know.
Also, I'm on medication, and I drank an entire bottle of wine that I was not supposed to do. I did
Yes.
it anyway. I was supposed to only drink half, but I drank a full.
If CD is still in the chat, we did get the message. We're going to talk about it.
Oh, we did? Is it for us appearing on their show?
Yes.
Okay, yes, we're going to appear on their show. How
At
fun
some
will that
point,
be?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've had a
yes.
message from Rezo recently, so I need to talk to him again.
That's very good. Very, very, very good. Chat, you have just a couple of minutes, and then we're going to wrap this up. But
Yeah, because
we
I did say to a certain person who's currently sitting there, like, this won't be a long show. It's now been nearly 3 fucking hours.
I know, but it's us.
I know.
CD says, yeah.
Awesome.
But I do want to thank everyone for joining us. This was our first, I was going to say live episode. That's not correct. Because last week was live, but it was live.
No, it was a post-convention one. First one we've done in a few weeks, actually.
And yes, for anyone who does not know, this shirt that I'm wearing is from the Wired Productions party for Arcade Paradise VR.
I was going to wear mine, but I didn't think being twinsies today was a good idea.
Twinsies! Max says, whoop. That was a very fun night. Max says, I'm still wearing that wristband. I would be wearing it. Wristband. I'm still wearing the wristband.
Jonathan Wath.
I took a shower and it shrunk too much. I had two wristbands. I had the orange one and the gold one.
I took both of them off.
I didn't want to take it off. I hated to take it off, but it did. It shrunk.
I took it off because it was annoying me.
But it was a great night. There wasn't much to it.
No, I think we said that on the show.
We did, but I did see that the retro gaming
revival,
they became Wired partners.
Oh, they did, yeah.
We might look into that. We might.
Don't do enough with Wired at the moment, but I will look into it at some point.
I mean, we did have Gareth on at one time. He's not there anymore, but
no, he's not. But yeah.
But we had fun afterwards. We went to a pizza place called Sleazy Pizza.
It was awesome.
Ollie from Retro Gaming Revival got something called the double penetration. That's not a joke, by the way.
I did too. It was great.
Did you, Pete? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You got the DP?
Yeah, it was good.
I got the gluten-free version of just a regular pizza. The toppings were wonderful. It was very much like when I went to Italy. It was very similar. But gluten-free pizzas are just...
I think you said it looked a bit sad.
It did look sad compared to all of y'all's. Y'all's were amazing. But anyway, I think we'll wait till this ad break ends, and then we're gonna wrap up the show.
Yeah, sure.
It's a really long ad break. It's got 48 seconds.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. It's fine.
I'm probably not gonna go.
Why is Ryan Reynolds fucking trending?
Because he's amazing. He is Deadpool.
I'm touching myself.
Apparently, Kevin Feige says Ryan Reynolds pitched him over 25 ideas for Deadpool and Wolverine.
Well, see, I could believe that. There's like...
And the fact is that the original pitch for Deadpool 3 got shelves because it didn't fit in line with the multiverse saga.
That's weird on many levels, I would say.
I'm not gonna lie, like I don't, my opinions about Deadpool. You know my thoughts and feels.
I do
actually
know.
I'm
think
touching
Deadpool
myself
and Wolverine looks pretty good.
It looks amazing. I cannot wait for it. I am thrilled to death because Deadpool is amazing. Pete, you don't know, but I'm
I'm touching myself
repeatedly
tonight.
pressing my Deadpool sound button.
Of course you are.
But what were we talking about right before the Ryan Reynolds thing? We were talking about something, and I was holding on till the ads were done. Do you remember?
Don't remember.
Frick. Stevie, I don't know. But I think that's going to do it for us.
Yes.
Unless Chad has anything more or Pete has anything more.
No, I'm good.
All right, I'm actually very hungry. I have not eaten today. I ate breakfast. I have not eaten anything since. I will say, like I said, I have a little tiny medical issue. It's not that big of a deal, but I've lost like 10 pounds, like almost a
Nice.
stone. So I'm like, woo. Danker
But you
says,
should
no,
eat.
done. I should eat, but why eat when there is alcohol and painkillers? My trainer would probably not be happy about that. Oh, I think that's what I was gonna say about this. The only complaint, well, I just have several complaints, and it is on the actual podcast, is that it was all oriented to beer drinkers. So, maybe think about the rest of us who can't drink beer due to gluten intolerance.
I know. I mean, I even said that when we were doing our
You
recording
did.
anyway, is that I didn't even have a non-alcoholic drink there.
Yeah, so I'll wrap it up by saying please go check out last week's podcast. It's available right now wherever podcasts are available. There you go. That made sense. It has me and Pete, obviously. It has the Retro Gaming Revival guys. It has Ember, who is like my new bestie ever. I think that
Yeah, I checked into one of her streams during the week. Just
she's
go
amazing.
support.
Her and Ranger Dan are my new besties, and I think everything that we go to from here on out, we're just gonna hang and chill. And also, obviously, Max is on there, so you want to go check it out. Go check it out. It's wherever podcasts are available. Max says they should have kept the loading bar open. Yes, they should have. I told everyone, Max and Pete and the Retro Revival guys, I heard the worst phrase in the English language. That night, me and Pete went up there to get wine, and they said, "We're all out of wine." I was gutted. I thought, this is it. This is the end. And then I said, well, how about a cider? Because I could do a cider. Oh, we're all out of cider as well. So that's a thing that happened. There was plenty of beer, though, but I can't drink beer. So anyway, Max says, fun fact, loading bar features on Friday's Outside Extra. Oh, cool, on YouTube, where they did a farewell party for one of the team members after 7 years. Sad day, Luke. Poor Luke. Which is very sad. Boy, howdy, though. How great would it be to have a concept like Outside Xbox? That's what I've always wanted. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for joining us. I've drank an entire bottle of wine while on medication, and I think I pulled off a really good show, Pete. I think I deserve high fives and kudos all around. Woo! Yes, but no, in all honesty, thank you for joining us. We say this a lot, but it's the truth. You could spend your time with anyone. Anyone. And the fact that you choose to spend it with us means the world to us deeply. So thank you so much for joining us. We will be back, hopefully, next week.
We
Bye!
should be. Bye-bye.